Howdy folks, welcome to Skullrunners, our original Starfinder campaign. I'm going to turn down the music just a smidge. This is our Starfinder campaign, and before we play Starfinder, let me just introduce a couple of my friends who are joining me. We have everybody here at the table tonight: Olive, Dan, Brandon, Liz, and David. I almost said Dan again. I'll get this right eventually.
Double D's. What
Double
you say?
D's.
Yeah. Like.
We're starting out strong tonight. We're going to play Starfinder, but before we do, the announcements. We're going to play a D&D tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have a website, alberonrpg.com. Social media uses alberonrpg as a handle. You can see the various things that come up on our table right now, just a big dice and some miniatures, but there are encounter maps, there are handouts and things of that nature, and you can see them in even greater detail at alberonrpg. We have hundreds of sessions that are up on YouTube, close to like 600 or 700. I keep losing count, but you can go see that at Alberon RPG as well. It isn't just Starfinder or D&D. We also have Paranoia. We have Fallout 2D20. We have Cairn 2E. We have Cypher. There is an endless number of systems, not endless, I think about 7, over on Alberon RPG on YouTube. And then there is a website where all that information is conglomerated, alberonrpg.com. The last session before we take our summer break will be on July 23rd for Starfinder and July 24th for D&D, before taking a break for 2 weeks and returning on August 13th and August 14th, refreshed, tan, ready to go. I'll be tan. I don't know about the rest of you guys. But that will be our summer break. And then we have Sirenscape, Monument Music, and many others to thank for the various sound effects that you can hear, including our very own Matthew. And with that, it is time for this week's session of Skullrunners. Skullrunners, last we played, Sagan met other members of a Hylaxian hall that had taken up residence in the room next door to the one that your team uses in the Filter Flats to rest and plan. Sagan, amongst this group of followers of Hylax, you found Max, a human that you had once known to use substances to an extent that he was often disconnected from reality. But here, he was clear-eyed, though this clarity carried with it a cold and distant edge. However, expressing the longing for the connection that you missed so clearly with the other members of your hall, Max told you where they were, scattered across Seethe, living yet still. Sagan, a little bit disturbed by Max's predisposition, you pulled Olisifio. God, I chose this name.
The old guy.
Olisifio aside, a Copaxi wearing the robes of Hylax, and they told you that Max sometimes stared out into the darkness and spoke to it as if it were a friend. They told you that their original hall had been taken over by the Glowbreakers, and tasked you, Sagan, with regaining this hall. The rest of you gathered your strength, and in the morning set out to get some breakfast and to gather a little bit more a lay of the land. You walked the streets and saw some of the sights, the tense atmosphere brought on by the occupation of the digital storm around you. You talked to several people, including those that you gathered breakfast from, to get a general sense for how people viewed the various gangs in this space. And upon returning, you discovered that somebody had been in your room, with a very perceptive check. And somewhat recently at that, though they had seemed to slip out without almost any trace. Nix, some quick thinking on your part allowed you to use thermal imaging to find the echoes of heat left behind by footprints recently, and Nix, you raced down, hacked a hoverbike, and tore off along the roads of the Aquadine Seed District to try to find where Max headed. Ultimately, you discovered that he was heading towards Ledger Corp territory. Nix, you returned with all this information, and all of you puzzled over why Max might leave a magical bell behind before fleeing to a place some of you have some very negative ties to. But you decided to shift focus to the mission ahead obtaining the cargo stored in the van overturned in the river of slow-moving acidic water that is eating away at the vehicle itself. After tossing around a number of options, some more viable than others, you settled on approaching Digital Storm to see if you could disguise Nyx as the courier and propose that all of you, proven in protecting them from the sniper ambush, could carry out some elements of the dangerous missions ahead. And Skullrunners, as you set about disguising yourselves at 4 p.m. on the second Sunday of the third cycle of the year 11,995 galactic year, that is where we begin this evening. Outside, you can hear, often kind of next door, the sounds of a vacuum kick on as that very small individual begins to kind of go about taking care of the room. What are you all doing?
I'm going to say that Theo is probably with Nyx right now, trying to, as best he can, help with like the disguise, so to speak. Since he was actually up close and personal with it was a half drama mask, right? We never even got his name. He said Shark's name.
Correct. You didn't get his name, but you saw that he had this frowny sort of face of like a drama mask.
Yeah.
And in disguising Nyx, you don't have the things that you're used to. But I would still say, give me 1 second here. And then what is everybody else doing?
If there's no pressing needs, Sagan might, go out and try to just mingle among some of the more down and out people, get a feel for what Digital Storm needs, what people's perception of them is. He's spent a few nights on the street, so he'll probably gravitate towards people who are in dire situations.
Okay. So then for the two of you, each of you can make we'll call this either deception, performance, or stealth, your choice. And either each of you can make it and you can take the higher result, or one of you can take the aid action for this check.
Is there any way, I'm going to assume no, right? But Theo has that disguise feature.
Oh, absolutely, you could use that.
Like a little bit of a modifier.
Absolutely,
for that.
yeah. So you can use that instead.
Remember, we had half an arm more in our bunker.
We did indeed.
That's so far away as that half an arm.
Yeah. Are you? We're both making it, or what is it? Are we both making it?
Yeah, if you want, you can both make it and take the higher result.
What do you have?
I'm definitely in perception.
Okay, stealth.
All right.
Big rolls, big rolls.
You want to roll first?
Yeah. You want to roll them together?
I'm just wondering, should I do a nanite surge?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to do that?
How many do you have a day?
1 per hour.
Okay.
Oh, dang.
So then absolutely you can do it.
Okay, so
Oh,
5
man.
total.
Well, is it a natural one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, so I have a static +1, so I'm gonna have a +9 in total. That's an 18 for the 9 on the die.
Okay.
Do I spend a hero point on it?
Already? My God, the game started
I know.
3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I would do it.
I will sacrifice my hero point for anybody this game because I took a lot last game.
I kind of really don't want to, but I really do.
You could re-roll yours, Liz.
Yeah, I would, Liz.
You could reroll your.
Oh,
Whatever you want.
do I still get the +2 nanite?
Yes, you do.
Okay. So, what up?
Cashed in.
Early use of a hero.
So 19 total?
Oh,
So look at
much
that. Look at
better.
that.
Okay.
So the two of you take a little bit of time kind of setting aside here. You watch as Sagan makes their way down this concrete sort of courtyard ring down to this third layer, the second layer, going to spend their time amongst the people. You get a chance to watch Sagan, but also the people that kind of will open the doors. As Sagan makes their way, for sure, you're not sneaking down to the street, right? No. So people do kind of crack doors open, pull curtains aside. You can see all the windows that still stand, are barred, kind of barricaded. But people definitely curious about Sagan. And I would say you can sort of tell moving around at all will attract some attention, so how you go about doing this is really important. And you watch as the people kind of emerge, what they're wearing, how they hold themselves, the colors that they choose, and you really apply that to the disguise that you create for Nyx. You use this digital mask that you already have to recreate perfectly this frowning drama face. And at the end of this, you feel very convinced. You have a very convincing looking courier, down to this like missing arm. Next, you can just like pop off at the elbow of that arm, tuck it under your shoulder, and then just kind of like very convincing in this outfit. Even somebody who would have seen Nyx get hurt would not Nyx, the courier get hurt, would likely believe that Nyx is them.
Is the courier a gentleman?
You never found out, I don't believe. I think I used he pronouns, and so I think that probably gave it away. But yeah.
Okay.
For you, Sagan, as you make your way down, you are trying to kind of blend into the people and just get a feel for what's happening in this area. Mm-hmm. Do you have any kind of lore skill that might apply here? Otherwise, it would probably be just a general diplomacy check.
I've got a society thing.
I would say, what is your society thing?
Or just society. I'm trained in society.
I would say you could use society.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. That is a 15.
Okay. You spend your time kind of walking amongst the streets. How long are you doing this for?
I'm basically just walking among the streets until everyone else says they're good to go.
Okay.
You're like a Charlie Brown kind of think about things, you know?
Yeah, just talking to people, like, what do you think about, I mean, like, how are things going? Not necessarily, like, acting like maybe I'm a little bit down and out. I moved here because things were bad elsewhere. What do I need to look out for? What's these Digital Storm people? What are they all about? What do you think about them mostly?
For a lot of this, as you go about talking to people here, nobody will actively like shun you or push you away, but there is a hesitancy to form any kind of connection. People will kind of give you like this very basic like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and then just kind of go about doing what they're doing. There is this hesitancy to trust people, and that tells you a little bit maybe about how Digital Storm is conducting themselves here, but more than that, it reminds you that Digital Storm is relatively new. And because of this, it seems as if newcomers are a little less welcome than they've been in the past. Outside of that, you do see drones kind of passing overhead. For all of their shortcomings, Digital Storm, very well equipped. You note the people that you see kind of walking the streets in patrols of 2 or 3, typically very well armored, though the weapons look relatively basic. Everybody's wearing armor. And for like a group from a corporation, that's pretty unusual. I mean, is there anything else that you're kind of asking about or looking for?
Mm-hmm. I mean, the main things I'm looking for is like, I mean, Sagan's not going to ask this directly, but he's going to try to finagle like, if Digital Storm just like takes over, are you guys happy with that? Or are you kind of like, these fuckos, like, we don't want them around?
You get the sense, and you're still not sure.
Yeah. This
is a vague sense that you get that people are more unhappy than happy, but it's not, you're not looking at a cauldron seething to boil over, no pun intended. Mm-hmm. You're really looking at people that are like a little bit unhappy with the people who are now claiming to run this space, and a long litany of people who have claimed to run this space. And so it's more chaotic than it normally is, and people are very upset about that. But it's not centered along Digital Storm. It's the situation. Mm-hmm. Though there are a few people that certainly are a little bit more disgruntled than others.
Yeah.
What are the two of you doing?
What is Val doing?
Val is... I imagine there's, like, dingy windows in this apartment. Yeah. She's sitting down. She's got one of her hands on, like, a little computer. The other one, like, sipping tea as if she hasn't been asleep for super long. Just kind of playing it off cool. Being like, I was studying. And what she's studying is this river of sewage and the pipes sticking out of it. So I want to just... She wants to, like, lay out in her mind so she can remember, like, where the locations of these big pipes, like the location of the pump station, and just, like, consider to herself how she might be able to utilize that. So that's what she's doing.
It's a free action.
Yep.
With the map, you have the locations of each of what are those pipe icons. As you look out, you can see each one corresponds to a very large steel sluice gate. And you can see mechanisms along the sides and top of them that can probably control. And actually, at this point, you've seen here and there'll be like some lights flash. One of them will open and a rush of acid water will flow into this channel and kind of join this main stream. And it happens now and then. But yeah, you certainly note all that.
I see. I have a note that one is an emergency evacuation tunnel.
In the plans,
Yeah.
part of what they had called for was having a team stabilize an emergency evacuation tunnel by securing the controls to the various gates. This is part of why they would need somebody to plant that spike in the pump across the river
I see.
to be able to control all of the gates that they would need to secure a safe passage back.
Okay. That's what she's
And
doing.
there. Okay. There's not a lot that you could do from here. You would
Yep.
need to actually be in these tunnels. And it might help to know or have somebody who has been there before as a guide. Certainly something to look into. What are you doing?
Interesting.
I believe Monk is probably on the infosphere. Is there like a stock market or like kind of like a thing that shows like the corporation rise or fall like based on like any sort of action based in the Seethe economy?
No. So
Okay.
in Seethe's economy, very specifically, there is nothing as public. Like they would never share that information
Okay,
publicly.
cool.
It's very tightly controlled.
Okay.
And in a place where the corporations own literally everything down to the floor and the air that you breathe and the water that you drink, they don't need a public stock exchange. What they deal in is the exchange and currency of the souls that are Seethe.
Okay.
There is no stock exchange formally in that
And
way.
there's no like economic paper or anything like news about like takeovers or stuff like that, or
Not well, because like the corporations are all so big and so static.
Yeah.
The last corporation that moved in was probably close to like 2,000 years
and
ago.
what was that? Just curious.
Probably Kobayashi.
Kobayashi. Oh, really?
Oh no, Kobayashi is one of the first. Let me check that. Let me pull up my Seethe document.
It's a Jeopardy.
It is.
Some light music. The last four
Yeah.
were Hologram Corp, Mind Mesh Collective, Valor Syndicate, and Ledger Corp. In that order. When you look at the map, Kobayashi was the first, the kind of center of Seethe, and then it built outwards from there. Heliox, and then Gravitas, and then outwards.
Okay. So I think what Monk is doing is he's just kind of on the infosphere. He's probably just preparing for the mission, kind of cleaning up his armor and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna submit an article to the infosphere, just putting some rumors out there. I'm gonna say rumors of Fashion Week coming to Valor? Question mark.
What is the intent behind this?
Who knows? Maybe Fashion Week will show up.
He's just starting a rumor.
Yeah, I'm just starting a rumor.
Make a society check.
Can I use media lore instead?
Yeah.
17 plus 7 is 24.
With a 24, you write an article that you imagine, well, it is very much a concrete call for a fashion week in Valor Syndicate, probably is going to come across as much more of a metaphorical, like, we need a revamp in fashion in Valor Syndicate.
I mean, that's a big talk about fashion is we need to revamp fashion.
Sure, absolutely. and certainly you submit an article that is trending in that direction. You don't feel as if, and very quickly I would say you get the sense sometimes when you submit an article, immediately you'll start feeling some buzzes and it'll gain
Like the
traction.
sandwich shop.
Like the sandwich shop, great example. Nothing. You don't feel like you at the moment have the ability to create an entire Fashion Week is really involved. The logistics behind it mirror like small armies, and so to do that. Maybe not quite this.
I'm
way.
starting small. It's in the future. Maybe at some point I'll build up to it.
You imagine there are certainly maybe like a half dozen people that will dress very differently next week than they would have otherwise.
You can always include in your article Paranda Measley.
Okay.
Brandon. Oh, that's right.
Oh man.
And then
Are
the
you
other
doing
thing,
that?
No, because they were in Axiom at the time of the crime. But I think what I will also do, just a productive thing, is there a crime blotter map?
Yeah.
I pulled that up.
Not a crime blotter map, but there is like general, like a what's it called?
Crime statistics.
Yeah.
Like a heat map.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna try to like pull together for the group a group chat kind of map, and we can kind of put our overlays of like the location of the pump, the heat map, and if Valley is willing, her information she found about sewage.
Okay. In that case, make a survival check.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna use guidance too.
Okay.
So 11 plus. What is that? Another 0. Yeah, 11 plus 0 plus 1, so that's a 12.
When you apply violent crime filters to this, and the whole
Whole thing
district glows
explodes, yeah,
red.
that makes sense.
This is kind of a war zone. So, like, if you take away violent crimes, it becomes much easier to sort through because almost empty. And you imagine that's because not that there isn't petty theft happening, it's just not getting reported in the kind of grand scheme of things that are occurring right now. But you do create a heat map, and it's quite hot.
Okay, cool.
You all sort of come together after about an hour, sort of some of you gathering a little bit more information down on the streets, some of you disguising yourselves a little bit. With a disguise, with a little bit of a feeling for what is happening on the ground in this district, what are you all doing next?
Theo, as he's like kind of finishing up with Nyx, right? Like, you know, all right, keep in mind your arm's gone, and attach a little bit of, you know, it's with dried blood, it's usually darker, right? It's not gonna have that pop of red, so we'll kind of make sure.
My arm! Do you want me to do that?
I mean, that does sound very like. You want to do it one more time?
Oh, my arm!
Rolled a little lower that time.
Yeah.
Did the guy lose his arm in the combat, or like he's always?
You
lost
could
his
see
arm?
there was a fresh tourniquet
Okay.
on there, and it was still like dripping, so certainly
Yeah.
it was recent.
Right. So you walk in, right? And head honcho says, "Give me the shit." And what do you do? How do you introduce us?
I was thinking I don't talk at all. And I just stare at him and wave towards you all. I feel like there's more formality and seriousness if I just don't say anything.
You're doing the Link play from Legend of Zelda.
That's
Wow.
that's a risky gambit. You got to remember that this guy or gal, whoever they got in charge there, is running an operation that has very sensitive plans that are about to be in motion. So they're probably going to be looking for someone they trust, i.e. someone who's actually in their organization. They see 4 fucking nobodies coming up, they're going to have questions. They're going to look to you, being the person that's in there, to explain yourself. So, you know, you walk in, you're exhausted, you've been shot, you lost a limb, right? If you're going to try to speed through this thing so they don't ask too many questions, you walk in at that point, that's when you just kind of out of breath. Here's the shit. These people helped me out there, and if you want, you could maybe try to fake passing out, or try to, like, I don't know, just try to catch your breath, and I can try to cover for you, but they are going to ask you something. They're
I run through these old 90s movies to see if I can replicate any of the emotions.
Nice.
I'm going to say there's no check required for that. You run through all these old 90s movies. There is just a brief montage you can see in like sepia tone, kind of like, because 1990s is 11,000 years ago. So like you are looking at archival footage, and like a lot of it has been AI reconstructed. So you see Woody Allen come out, 3 eyes, 2 noses. It's not faithful to probably how things were, but you look at a lot of it, and you would imagine that that will affect the way that people perceive you. Certainly. You were raising your hand, Volley?
Just that I have notes for Digital Storm leader is Rashani, and Glowbreaker's leader is Mashakana, I think.
It sounds.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at my notes.
Moshikana.
Yeah. So I'd be like, you would know that.
Shani is yep, and
Moshikana?
Moxacana. Moshikana.
I don't have that one.
That is the leader of the Glowbreakers. And then you learned that the leader of Digital Storm is Roshani of the
As
Shimmering
dead.
Waters, of the first of 15 moons of Arnelius Prime, the golden dream of the Clan Quaru.
Wait, is she Kasatha?
Yeah, that sounds like it.
That sounds like a Kasatha name.
Sure does.
Can I do an insight check? Or,
I would say no check needed. It
Okay.
sure sounds like a Kasatha name.
okay.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like she would have said that out loud when she first heard that.
Do we? I mean, she's
Because they
there.
used to be a company. Can we like just find their personnel page online on the computer
Digital Storm.
somewhere?
Yeah, I guess
Why
so.
don't a few computer people do it? I don't know.
I can go on
That's
the
it.
infosphere. I can look up media lore.
Hydration.
You absolutely can.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
make
gonna
a
look
deal
it up.
or check.
It used to be digital hydration.
Visual
Yeah.
hydration.
Okay, that is
Digital
There.
hydration solution.
So
Wow.
16, and I'm going to do. Can I do guidance? And I'm going to do this by looking backwards. I'm going to start looking at kind of like their Indeed pages or like hiring pages, and working my way backwards to find them.
Ingrid.
Ingrid, that's right.
Yeah.
So you
Agreed.
look. Clan Quaru is a very well-known clan, extremely wealthy. They actually are well connected to Aquadine as one of the larger controlling members. So extraordinarily wealthy. You are looking at somebody who likely would have lived in happier times on the Halo.
Oh.
But when you really look at this, you find very little. And I would say what you learn from that, what you surmise from that, is that great detail and resources have been poured into removing much of this information from the infosphere. I would say this seems to have happened roughly in time with the collapse of the former company that now makes up Digital Storm.
So guys, I've been looking here. It looks like Rashadi is just a lot of their information has been scrubbed right after Digital Storm kind of just went kaput.
They did try to make that. How was it described to us? Corporate gamble, and they lost, and that's kind of what signaled the collapse of Hydration Solutions. I have a culture question, Joe. And I guess this might also be like towards Lolly. Are Kasathans like? When I say tribal, I mean would they like trust their own over like other people?
It's very specific to clan, and if you are from a certain clan to some Kasatha, you are way worse than any alien could possibly be. You know, it's like a Hatfield McCoy situation.
Okay.
But you know, there are some situations where, you know, you look around the room like anybody. If you look at a room full of people and one person looks familiar, that's the person that you gravitate towards. So there are situations where, yeah, there is some tribalism, but largely it's a very complex political structure that the names are very important because it does tell the story of...
Theo will ask if you can look up... I forgot the clan name that you said for
Quaru.
Roshani.
Quaru.
Yeah.
And can you search Clan Quaru instead and check for like affiliated clans, allied clans? And I this might be a bit of a long shot here, but throw some extra chips on our side. Maybe Lolly can say she's, you know.
That's not my clan.
I know it's not your clan.
What
I'm
is
just
your
saying.
clan?
Why would I tell you?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know Miss Mystery here.
I'm just saying, for the purposes of this interaction, perhaps maybe you can pretend it's your clan. You know? Maybe
I know nothing of her clan.
you don't have to know anything about her clan. I'm just saying that if perhaps that clan has allies, that perhaps we could look up recent history. Maybe some of them, I don't know, are a lot smaller than they used to be. Maybe you can say you're a member of one. Maybe you can say you're a member of a low-level allied clan. I'm just looking at this thing from any angle.
Okay.
We don't have to do it. I'm just trying to think of, how else to curry this person's, I don't even want to call it favor, but just let them know that we're allies, We can be useful, right?
Okay.
Not saying you have to.
Okay. But we're not allies.
Yeah, but hypothetically.
I know, I struggle.
We're playing
Okay.
a board game, and it's all lies.
Yikes.
You know what? That's actually a great way to phrase this. And using that analogy, Lolly, if we were playing a board game and the main objective was to lie, what place do you think you would come in? First, second, third, fourth, or fifth?
Now, don't be shy.
Am I playing with all of you?
Yes.
I'm going to say last. Fifth.
Oh, come on.
Alright.
You can beat me.
I'm a liar? I
Yeah.
do not talk to people.
I talk to people. I do real bad at lying.
That's what I'm
Do you see
saying.
how
You
many-
may be fourth then.
Look, do you see how many people have tried to shoot me after I said hi to them? It's a constant thing.
All right,
I mean, you made one. You made a ergo long. That's a friend.
You're lung? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Valley's turns take forever.
All right. Maybe you're right. Maybe.
I will look her up. Can I do a society roll on her?
Absolutely.
Can I assist?
No.
Okay.
I would say there's not really a way to assist. Instead of maybe guidance.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Add 1 to this roll.
Okay. I know nothing about her. 15.
A 15 is not nothing.
Wait. 13.
A 13,
Yes.
unfortunately, is close to nothing. You
Plus
do
one.
know,
Yes, 14.
close to not being
Sorry.
nothing again, but still. Do you want to use a
No.
okay. You know that Arnelius Prime has 15 moons, and of those moons, 3 of them house various Kasatha clans. And that is all that you remember.
Okay, so it's Aurelius is the planet.
Arnelius Prime.
Arnelius Prime. And that's where I think clan Quaru is from.
Yep.
Okay. And then that's one of 3.
Correct. There are 3 different moons that Kasatha live on.
Okay.
And it was her family that owned this company, right?
They have a very large controlling share in it, yeah.
She used to be rich.
Well, that makes sense. All the people on the street say these are new. They're new. Like, you can tell when someone hasn't had the shit rubbed on them yet, and everyone knows that they don't have the shit rubbed on them yet.
Gross.
Come on,
Is it?
you know what I'm talking about.
These weird cultural things that you do. Okay, Sagan.
But
Everybody knows Arcasians are just like, oh, time to meet some friends.
Gross.
so, I mean, I kind of understand what Theo is kind of getting at. We're trying to get into the mindset of a shoddy, and
Like I said, that was a long shot anyway. I'm not putting any stock into, it has to be done. Like I said, I'm just thinking, put yourself in the shoes of a crime syndicate lord who is very close to getting something really, really valuable. Your plan runs into a hitch, and then all of a sudden it just appears to fix itself. There's that dichotomy of, thank goodness my plan is still on track, and then also, who the fuck are these random people coming in?
Well, that's what that is.
Exactly.
Excuse me. I'm not a that.
I mean, your mask. That's what he is.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
There you go.
from what I know of a lot of Kasatha is that they're very an honor-bound culture. And, maybe that wound that you kind of got in the course of combat if you play it up too much, they might think, you're not really part of the team. That injury is going to be some, like, kind of... It's going to be like a badge of honor, So if you can milk it too much, they might kind of, be a little
More
standoffish.
humble.
Yeah.
Well, what if it's only one Kasatha?
It's not so much that there's just one; it's the fact that that's probably the person in charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Remind me how he got his arm blown off?
We don't know.
We don't
You
know.
have no idea.
Oh.
We just know that the wound looked fresh and that sniper was.
Honestly,
shots at people.
you could probably make up whatever you want. Say you lost it trying to grab the documents.
Look at Would you have told us that you looked back at 1990s?
Yeah, that was. I shared with
filmographies?
you. Yeah, when we were
Okay.
working together.
Okay.
We had a rom-com night without.
I mean, I was
I
very
imagine
obsessed
the
with Tom
of
Hanks.
the two
I feel like
of
you were there.
and like
Yeah,
different
okay.
colors flashing across your face from the screen that we can't see, and it's just like a culmination of different '90s movements. You can hear like the slap of Kevin McAllister's hands on his face. You can hear like the sound of Jurassic Park's theme just take over the space, just like the '90s played quickly and fast forward.
This is. Well, I don't even know how to describe this, but like. I'm trying to think of movies in which there was a character that lost a limb somehow, and I keep going back. And we should definitely not use it. We should definitely not use RoboCop.
Forrest Gump.
We should definitely not use that.
This is RoboCop.
But
Forrest Gump. I'm
But-
trying to think of other movies.
Okay.
But yeah, Theo is like, just use one of those movies to kind of, give you some inspiration as to how you tell them that you grabbed the documents, you ran over here, and you got shot and took your.
All right, I'm going to be more liberal in my interpretation because we can't find a lot of these movies from whenever that was. Maybe let me see if there's any movies about people losing their pets or something.
Yeah, you play. What's that movie with?
Old Yeller.
No, have you ever seen Hachi? The one with the guy from Pretty Woman.
Oh
You know what I'm talking about?
man, that's a
Geller, Richard
throwback.
Geller? Richard?
Not Richard Geller.
I know what you're talking about too.
Where the dog stays at the train station because
Yeah,
the guy who owns it
yeah.
died, and the dog's like
man.
waiting there for weeks.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah,
based
yeah.
off that Japan like.
Yeah, just waiting there for weeks. And
John
like,
Wick.
fucking-
And then eventually it became a Futurama episode that
Yeah.
breaks everybody's hearts.
yeah.
Okay, so you want to channel the sadness of just something really sad into
There was
this.
a piece of me that was removed.
Fair enough.
It was.
So channeling the sadness and with your disguise sort of intact, are you all making your way towards the sort of base of Digital Storm?
Yeah.
Just in normal clothes, are we going to dress up at all? Or are we just sending
I
jewelry?
think because I've got a tourniquet on, one of you should carry
I was.
medical supplies. I do have some if you don't have any, and like pretend that
I've got some.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I was planning to like throw your arm around me. I'll help, like
Okay, you and me hide in the distance behind.
And
You should walk with us.
I know it.
Our
That would
value. I
be-
mean, we're gonna pitch that we're mercenaries,
right.
Oh.
so we
Right.
should show up in force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sort of using your android as like a focal point, you group around them, saying you support some medical supplies, you put your arm underneath and kind of support them, and you begin to make your way down the street towards this Digital Storm command post.
Don't ask me to start an IV. You don't have to.
You approach this old parking garage. It rises up 6 levels. You can see there is this blue spray paint. You can see DS sigils and iconography kind of put across the entire front. You hear the sound shift as you all approach.
Just before we're in range, I'll cast guidance on Theo.
Okay.
Nice.
You change the music too.
That was pretty dope guidance, though.
Just.
Yeah, that was the sound of guidance.
So you notice that the sound shifts first. There is always this whine of drones that you have almost become familiar with in your time here, just circling the building overhead, but you can hear it loud and slightly as the whine begins to get an increase. There's a number of drones that begin to form a group over this building as you approach. Is there anything that you're doing as that occurs?
I think that Theo's just in character right now, helping. I don't know what to call you, drama or something like that, but trying to get him over to his compatriots because he said he needed just to get him there. It was important.
Okay.
I'm gonna try
Around me
to
and-
make myself more kind of rugged looking. I probably have a bandana that I use. It's more of a handkerchief, but I've kind of like fashioned it as like a bandana. I'm gonna prestidigitation a cigarette.
Okay.
Just like make it seem like I'm like a rough and tumble kind of guy. Just like a little bit dirty. Maybe some like little small like blood smears on me. You know, like I'm just playing the part.
Sure. I would say make a performance check then.
That is a 10.
Okay.
Can
That's
I cast guidance because I also have
So 11.
yeah
Okay.
because I have a bandana and I'll use my own blood.
You all make your way here. As a group, you do a really good job of conveying sort of this injured person, a group of mercenaries just trying to make your way. None of you show any outward signs of aggression, but you do show signs of like trying to get this person here. For you, Monk, you are the lone person that stands out. If you can hear the music that is happening in the background, Monk looks like this is playing in their head, and they are kind of dancing a little bit more than the rest of you, set a little bit further apart, looking a little bit less like a mercenary.
Can I cast illusionary disguise to make myself feel more in the?
Is that a leveled spell?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Oh my God.
Remake that check. As you stand out into this avenue proper, suddenly, Monk, like often you have felt this feeling of standing out, of not quite belonging in your body, and out here on the street, suddenly aware of the fact that you are like bobbing your head back and forth in a way that is not appropriate for a mercenary. You cast a spell?
No, I'm pretty close to them. I'd rather not risk them having other magic users detect.
Sure.
But I am going to try to tone down my behavior.
Okay.
With a little bit of just kind of like I'll bandage up my ear
Okay.
because I imagine it's a little bit bloody, and just try to like cool down my performance.
Okay. You begin to cycle down the beat of your neck, but as you stop bopping your head to the beat that is in their mind, suddenly there is these strobe lights that just begin to fire off from some of these drones, kind of blinding you, dazzling you for a moment. And there is a massive pair of spotlights that strike the ground and begin to trace these spiraling patterns until they sweep onto all of you. You can see from over the concrete wall a series of high-tech rifles with blocky, glowing sights swing over the barrier before 3 of them swing legs over, and 3 people cross this distance, now all holding rifles kind of leveled at you. You see a second group kind of hold their rifles up, forming a firing line behind them. Are you just holding your position?
Fuck, it's so bright. Stop that.
Theo, holding Nyx, says, make sure I'm reading this right. Pomoye Yego Postreldi in Kasathan and says, "Get down here, she's fucking shot."
Okay. So you
Dope.
shout this
Nice.
out in Kasathan. As you do, you can see this person who seems to be leading the group, holding a pistol cradled in both hands, not a rifle, sort of lowers it slightly. Not a Kasatha, but a Lashunta. You can see rounded cheeks, short hair, long bangs that kind of hang off to the right side. There is a sniper rifle that is hung across her back, but she sort of stops and holds up her hand for the rest of this group to stop. And mercifully, the strobe lights die down. The strobes, or the spotlights still very much shining on all of you, kind of trying to contain you within these beams. But this individual, go ahead and make a deception check, Theo. You know what? I would say this could be a deception or a diplomacy check, your choice, as this is not necessarily a lie. This person has been shot recently.
That's gonna be a 17.
Okay. With the 17, you can see they look at you, their eyes sweep across your group, and she says, "I don't recognize any." And then they focus on this kind of drama mask, and they say, "Do you have the plans? We've been waiting. Follow me." And they lead you over. Rifles go up, no longer pointed at you, kind of trained at the sky or the ground, and they begin to lead you very hurriedly towards the first floor of this structure. You can see members of the Digital Storm parting. You can see on the ground there is this almost like wave of vibration, and then clicking up from the bits of concrete, small metallic discs, you can see a whole minefield deactivate in front of you as you cross this space. Almost carelessly, the Digital Storm members step on these mines as they cross, very confident in them being deactivated, are the Digital Storm. Is there anything that you're doing as you cross the way into this first floor where you can see barricades that have been crafted from spare tires and fallen street signs, other elements of junk bolstered with reinforced server cabinets?
I'm assuming that she's not taking everybody, just me.
All of you.
All of us. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
As we enter in, I mean, if someone looks like they're a magic user, I won't do this. But if not, I'll just cast detect magic as we enter in.
Okay. You take a quick glance around. Nobody here seems like a magic user. So you cast detect magic.
Yeah.
It pulses out in this space. There is no magic that immediately radiates off these individuals. In total, there is maybe 8 people who are kind of around here in Digital Storm attire, all of whom have this little green stripe across their shoulder, and then there is 6 more with no stripes on their shoulder that are accompanying this individual with the pistol in their hand. So in total, it seems like there is something like 15 people in this general vicinity, and none of them have anything magic on them.
I don't think you can take these people in a fight.
No.
But you cross through the first floor. You can see 5 or 6 vehicles have been burned out and kind of pushed off and into the corner. You make your way over to this big, what is designed to take up to 4 vehicles at once up to various levels of this parking garage, sort of lift. There's a number of Digital Storm that are kind of guarding the space, 2 of the aforementioned members, but they stand aside, and they gesture for you to board the lift somewhat hurriedly.
Yeah, Theo's like as if he was carrying someone who's shot is looking like running in there and like, is it like the size of an elevator?
It's huge. It is an elevator that could hold 4 cars side by side, and then lift up to a different level. And you can see that across from you, there is another one of these lifts. So one that could go up, one that could go down. It allows for vehicles, without having to use ramps, to reach the various levels in a much more compact way.
As they get in the doors, Theo like hooks a left so that he's right next to a wall and like holding the arm that's like, you know, still attached to Drama is like kind of leaning up against, like he's trying to like catch his breath. Yeah, just trying to, you know.
No problem.
There's a shot person, man.
You all pile into this lift?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Right next to Drama. Like, how's your pain? You still with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks
Just,
for your help.
you know, general checking up on things.
As the lift begins to move, the door shuts, the lights kind of flicker. The Lashunta looks over to all of you and says, just to confirm, you all did get the plans, though.
Yes, we did.
These are critical for our
I know.
operations.
That's why we're here.
The CTO will be very pleased. I'll bring them down to meet you presently. And the door opens up on the second level. You can see mostly empty. This floor just has a couple of cargo containers. There's been some sort of refuse pushed along the, like most parking garages. It's like a half concrete wall and then just kind of open air, so you can see out into the street. But they've pushed like a lot of vehicles and bits of scrap to sort of form barriers along that edge. So it's not immediately open. But you can certainly see out onto the street from here. There are industrial lights here that do cause the concrete pillars to cast stark shadows. The Lashunta leaves one of these Digital Storm folks with you and then gets back on the elevator and heads up. For a moment, you are all left with just one person attending you in what is just like an empty sort of section in this garage. Is there anything that you're doing as you wait?
I don't think Theo can really do anything right now.
Over the
I just fold my arms in her, so upper arms folded, lower arms in pockets, just holding one of her small pistols that is attached to her inner thigh. Just
This Digital Storm grunt kind of
sweating.
takes off into the depths of this space, and they return. You can hear dragging what is ultimately just a steel folding chair, and they prop it up underneath you, Nix, and kind of unfold it.
the folding chair. Through the psychic link, Sagan is gonna just say, make sure when they come here, you tell them that you want to be on this mission. Otherwise, they might keep you here. Everyone else, just keep your eyes peeled, look around.
And when I sit down, I spread my legs a bit, like a man spread.
Nice. Really playing the part.
Yeah, absolutely. You really play the part. You start utilizing some toxic masculinity also. you start negging the one digital storm guy who's there. Man, have you gained weight since I last saw you?
Oh!
But no, you see as you sit down, the elevator begins to descend, and by the time that you have finished your man spread, it has arrived. And opening up, you can see there is that same Lashunta officer. There is 3 or 4 other digital storm grunts, and then all of them kind of surround this hunched over Woyoko with crimson skin, mottled with lighter patches. You can see barnacles have been kind of trained to grow in patterns to look almost like a beard. They wear a black split-tail jacket that is far too fancy over combat armor, and they are currently supporting their weight with a cane. Let me slow the music down as you guys did not get into combat here. Not yet, anyways. They walk with a little bit of a cane that they use to support their weight. They make their way across, and you can see, aside from just the digital storm grunts behind them, is also floating a contemplative. This individual, I would say, Sagan, you get the sense might have some magical abilities. This looks for all the world like a giant brain floating with a little shriveled body, and these individuals are kind of well known for having psionic and other sort of arcane abilities. They have a tiny little cape behind them, but otherwise are wearing digital storm attire as well. This Woyoko makes their way over to all of you.
Would we be able to assume that this contemplative could maybe detect thoughts on us?
Make a mysticism check.
15 plus... mysticism... I don't see mysticism.
We've got Arcana.
Yeah, is it Arcana?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe it changed.
15 plus 7 is 22.
22.
Yeah.
With a 22, as you look at this individual, this is somebody who, like, it would totally make sense.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that this person is not wearing a lot of things that you see associated with people like Sagan, you look at them and they actually have a lot of gear that reminds you of stuff that Nyx has on them. They have a little tool belt. And is Detect Magic still up?
I mean, I can cast it at will, but if I saw them and thought this might be mystical, I would have stopped.
Okay. So you stop casting this. This individual has like a little utility belt almost that's on with a variety of little tools and
Seems
scanners.
like a technomancer kind of.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Um,
But the Woyoko crosses over to all of you. And they would go over to you, Nyx, and they would just say, "Show me."
Here. This is for you.
They take the plans. They, with like a shaking hand, activate them, and they look as it like explodes up into this like multi-layered digital plan. They nod and they just go, "It's true. They figured it out. Who are all of you?"
These are the saviors. I almost died and couldn't deliver these plans to you. This is the medic that saved me.
So
I owe my life to them.
Your fucking real
Make a
name, you
deception
fuck.
check. Take
He
a
wouldn't
plus
think about it.
4 conditional modifier.
Okay. Plus 4. Has it been an hour?
It is not.
Okay.
Pretty
So
good.
deception says 16. 15?
16.
Minus 1. I have -1. I mean, could I use something else? Could I use stealth?
Do you have a hero point? No, not
No.
so.
That's a good roll, though. 12,
pretty good roll.
I wouldn't re-roll it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Their eyes narrow at all of you, and they just say, "How come you didn't come before? When
Well,
we put out a call for help."
I don't think that this person here was in their right mind. There was don't know if you know what a firefight is. Out there in the square, a lot of smoke happening, and there's some motherfucker with a rifle paying people from across that little way you all have out there, the river.
Glowbreakers.
That's what they've called them?
Yes.
That's a really fucking stupid name. But yeah, you could see him dropping regular civilians, just pop, pop, pop. It was like a...
It is the substance they use. It causes them to glow and eventually break down. It is a dumb name, though.
Lord,
Thank you, all of you.
we found this... I asked them for their name. They just said they kind of did this, I don't know, thing with their shoulders, like they were thinking, and then they said, just call me Drama. That's another one where I don't know if it's a good name, but we found them in the tunnel underneath one of these buildings that they ran into, arm shot off, just kind of bleeding out. I was going to rob them, but then they kind of were like, wait, you got to help me. And I said, well, maybe you can give me some money. But then they said, well, I can give you something better if we bring you over here. And they kept talking about they're fading in and out of consciousness as our medic over there kept trying to help them. They kept saying, like, I'll put you on the job, it'll pay you a lot, it's really important, it'll make you a lot more money if you just kind of help out with this. She kept talking about the job, and that's what I'm here for.
They look over at you and they kind of poke you with their cane a little bit. And they say, I don't even know who you are. I don't know your name.
I'm just a courier. We don't go by names.
Then why would you presume to offer a job to someone? Jobs cost money. Are you going to pay this group?
I knew that you needed a group to go after this next step with these documents I delivered. And I wanted to come prepared for you.
They take the free arm and they throw it around you. It smells like just kind of warm sushi wafting off this Copaxi. But they turn you away from the group, kind of pulling you, even though you were injured, like out of this chair. Or do you limp along from like maybe 10 feet away from them? They lower their voice. Is anybody trying to listen in?
I think Theo would definitely be
Yeah, I think
listening.
all of us
Perception
are
check.
all.
Can I? Okay. I could also tell them telepathy.
Oh!
Oh, did you do well?
I did really well. Let me do 28.
All right.
Damn.
I got a nat 1 there, and I'm gonna play that off as Theo attempting to, like, you can include me too.
He kind of waves you off and he says, we need to speak about corporate things. Just to
Corporate things.
I'll call out. Just be careful. He's had a lot of morphine.
They completely brush that off. They pull you aside, and next they say, was it Thomas? Tompkin?
You know, initially it was Thomas.
Theodore?
but I decided to bring them myself. I haven't been in contact with many people because...
Look, I was asking
shot.
for your name. I don't care about your story. You know what's at stake. You know what we need to achieve. Do they know how dangerous this will be?
Absolutely. You don't think I tried to deceptively learn that from them while they were taking care of me? It's really important, our mission.
And they don't care that they could melt?
Oh, there's some freaks. They like to go in these road raging and jumping off cliffs and all that shit. So I really don't think we have a problem here. We can honestly sacrifice them if needed.
But if they like all that, will they be able to have the stealth that's required for this mission?
Of course. Did you not hear them speaking some random language that is blah?
Thomas, that's not stealth. That's babbling.
We're infiltrating the babblers.
Your generation doesn't understand the meaning of nuance.
Yeah, that's why you're here to teach me. I appreciate you a lot.
I'm too old to teach you, son. But it's clear that you all need a babysitter if I am going to send you. And it makes sense to at least use this. This is the first time that you see they turn around to look at all of you, and they smile and give you like a big thumbs up.
Theo burps fucking loud.
Sure. And he just goes, this disposable group before we send out the real one. And if they happen to succeed, all the better for it. Mm-hmm. How much will they cost?
What were you thinking? We could pay them half of what we were sending the other group after.
They would do this for only 5,000 credits?
Yeah, I mean, they'd do it just for the shits and gigs. but
For free, you
they
said.
they would want a little money.
Make a diplomacy check.
Olive, you rolled high on the perception, right?
Yeah. So Vlali, she hears it all. Also, because Vlali has she has hearing augmentations. So I feel like that she's just listening and hearing.
So they'll say, fine, 5,000 is a pittance for such work, and they'll probably die anyways. Promise them 5,000 each.
Okay, thank you.
Thomas,
Yeah, I mean that's what I went by before these people started calling me drama.
you'll need to go now. I'm sorry that you can't rest, but we do not have much time. How do you all plan to go into the tunnels?
I had some ideas, but I wanted to consult you first as our leader, as one of our leaders, and that you know best in your generation. I don't want to assume anything because my generation's so young and naive.
Ask about through the psychic thing. At this point,
I don't know if you should use that.
at this point, I'm just like, anyone think about ask about Pump House 13. And that's it.
Are you relaying what he's saying in like the mind link or something?
She's listening in.
I do not want to use the mind link.
Oh?
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think there's also.
Oh, then I don't have
someone
any
listening.
clue what's going on.
That's what I was gonna
Sorry.
say. Is like
There you
because I was thinking about Theo talking in Kasathan and doing the whole like, but then like saying essentially like, can you hear them? What are they talking about? But I don't know if he wants to.
Yeah, but
Fucking in case someone says
we get the CTO, right? Is it
I thought he was
CTO?
actually like asking to the general all of us, was he?
Which
No.
question? He's talking to Nix right now.
If we make it think, if we make him think it's his idea, I think
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
less
idea.
deceptive.
Love that. Love that.
So you are saying to him what?
My generation is so naive that I wanted to check with you and respected elder. I considered some things and wanted to see what you had to say.
Well, did we figure out a solution to the presence in Pressure Tower 120? Because that's the easiest way in.
Pressure Tower 120, that is an excellent idea. Do you think that there's any merit in the pumps at all? Pump 13?
The condemned pump?
I mean, this is the group that we're kind of sending out for fun, right?
They turn, they look over at the Lashunta, and they wave them over, and the Lashunta with the sniper rifle, the pistol now kind of like stowed away, will cross over. And this individual will say to them, what is it that is lurking beneath the sewers again? And the Lashunta says, right. There is some sort of sewer slime that has been empowered by the sludge that travels through this place. Highly acidic and dangerous, but perhaps we could sneak by it. It does lurk in that part of the sewers, though.
What do you think?
Me.
This CTO.
Oh, okay. He says,
I want him to think that I really respect him.
well,
I
again,
think it's great.
if this is a disposable group, why not throw them down there?
You know, you are so smart. I think this is an excellent idea.
He nods and he just says, thank you. I am quite smart. I should have been CIO and none of this would have happened.
Exactly.
But he says, is there any additional things that you all need to tackle this task?
He asked that to the group.
To
Oh.
just Nix.
Let's reconvene with the others and see what they have in their pockets, and then we can decide if we need to give them anything else.
Nods.
What are we calling this group, by the way?
Turns around and then stops and says, you mean your group?
I mean, should we call them a name to reference in case they die?
If that would make you happy, then Thomas, do what you would like. It can be Thomas's clubhouse for all.
Let's do that. I think that's an excellent name that you came up with.
Lovely. They turn to all of you now and they say, we have come to an accord of sorts.
Finally.
I think that you will all make fine temporary employees, and perhaps we can find a place for you all in the future, should you find success in this mission. So you all know how dangerous this is, I'm told by Nix. I don't need to give you any further rundown
Not
on the
Nix.
threats.
Thomas.
Sorry, Thomas. On the threat.
Imagine.
Is there anything that you need to proceed? Time is of the essence.
Your name is Thomas? Why didn't you just tell us that?
Because I'd rather not give you any personal details. Let's see how this mission goes.
I'm gonna throw my cigarette down and kind of like step on it. Yeah, you're real drama for sure. I'm gonna give an eye roll.
Look, they said something about a pump, and we got to make it through the pumps, and I don't know. They said there might be people to kill.
Yes, thank you for speaking up. You speaking reminds me of the most important thing. Someone qualified must go with all of you. And so I am sending along a member of my team. And they turn and they gesture to this contemplative who is kind of floating along in this.
Is this inclusive of Thomas being a part of it too?
Of Thomas? You are Thomas.
Yes.
Yes. You are part of this as well. They say, allow me to introduce Harjahan. They specialize in navigation and technology, and no one knows these tunnels better than they do. They can help you navigate.
All right, this job's getting easier by the minute.
Harjahan kind of floats forwards, and when they speak, it is very similar to the kind of speech that you hear within the psychic bond that you all share, but it is kind of forced to the front of your temples, and you can hear in your mind this individual says, I am delighted to meet all of you. Do you prefer stealth, or do you prefer danger?
I can't speak for everyone else. Usually I just say fuck it and just do whatever I want. But, if we're going to be in the tunnels, maybe, a little sneaky stealth, that's fine with me.
I don't know if I can lose another arm.
You can see he can't nod. He doesn't have a head. It's just a big brain. But the whole body kind of just bobs in space. And you can see this one little shriveled hand motions, and a scanner just floats out in front of him telepathically and turns around, and they shift this on. And psychically, they say, my recommendation is to take the acid tunnels if you would like stealth. There are acids here. Sentient acids, yes? They will eat your items if you drop them, and they will eat your bones if you fall. So do not fall, and do not be deceived. There are things that appear to be water, and they are these slimes. Conversely, we could take a more dangerous path that is patrolled by glowbreakers. There is a potential to sneak by them as well, but there are many more. It is a faster route.
And these are all in the tunnels?
All in tunnels.
Okay. Yeah, your buddy Thomas here was talking about the job and stuff, and I was thinking at first, just start shooting. You could launch an assault on the other side through those pump stations, right? It's a full frontal kind of thing. Take the positions out one by one, but okay, we're doing the pump stuff. So, I think that whatever's the most stealthy, whatever's going to get us paid faster and more effectively, sure, that's what I think would be a pretty good idea.
They nod, and they say, this will take us by a glowbreaker patrol outpost. They store weapons and armor there for the patrols, and there is a variable number. We must be careful.
How big of a patrol are we talking here? And he just kind of like puffs his chest like that and says, look, Old Borders here has got the high kill count. I'll take them all out.
You can see it's hard to understand kind of how they're perceiving you, because again, it's just like a brain with a shriveled little body hanging out of it. But you do get the sense that they sort of take in the whole of you. And then they say, there will be no more than 10. We shall take them easily.
I like the way you think. It's pretty. Did you get it? Because you're so big.
He begins to float slightly away from you now, but he stops. You can see the brain kind of shifts, almost like he's looking over his shoulder if he had eyes, and he says, I do not see anything. I am brain. And then he floats further away. And you get the sense that that was as close as he comes to a joke. But he floats towards this lift. Are you all following?
Yeah. As we're walking, I'm going to go, "How is Shauna? You can call me M. Question. The Glowbreakers, do they know about the importance of the pump station?"
Yes. You're talking to the contemplative?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they kind of speak in your mind.
Do they
as
know
well,
that it can
or-
be activated again?
The door shuts and you begin to kind of transit
Yeah.
down. But they say, yes, they know. This is why they guard it so carefully.
I got one more question real quick. So, what's the cost of this job? It is quite important. What's the pay look like?
In your mind, you hear this contemplative very quickly respond, that is not my concern. How you now negotiate this is up to you. My job is to get you there.
Oh, go for it.
If we're going to access these pump stations, is there anything that can give us access to them? Do you have any tools or anything that could help us with that?
I have the codes. I
And that's
will
the
get
digital
this
spike?
Through. No, the digital spike is a separate thing. Are you
Okay.
asking about the digital spike?
No, because that would be so obvious now.
Okay.
But like, so he has codes. Codes basically equivalent of a digital spike. Good enough.
We can Peter's check.
What?
The digital spike
No,
is for
it's
the
a
actual
physical
system.
thing.
He's talking about codes
Yeah.
to get in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's talking
Lock
about codes to get in.
versus
Yeah.
So-
sabotage.
Then I don't need to roll because I already have my answer.
you go.
So we had a goal out to get the digital spike.
No, to
no.
insert signal strike here.
The digital spike is like a
Physical USB.
It's
Yeah.
like a physical USB that you plug into a computer. He's talking about codes to get
Get in the
to-
building.
get
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
building.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
So the issue is we can't tell him that we know of the digital spike.
Right.
But I think we can at least assume that he has it on his person.
Sure.
Because why would they send him with us?
Sure.
Definitely
I
something
thought
we
we
can
already.
see.
Can I do a
had
sense motive on
Yeah.
that?
Oh damn! And we don't know where the
I would
strike
say
is. The spike is.
The spike is so.
That's not a sense motive. That would be.
I mean, I'm sensing his motivation.
that would be a super high perception check.
Okay.
The spike is like very unique. Like it wouldn't be possible for us to make one on our own in this short of a time span.
It's an 18
So if there's only one
plus
person that
5.
has one here in Digital Storm.
And we don't know who it is.
23.
23.
We believed it was the leader, but if they're sending the one person down there in the tunnels
Yeah.
with us to where we might actually get to the objective, it stands to reason that this guy might have it on.
Yeah, he probably
And as you think about this, Monk, you look down at their little utility belt. There's all these compartments. And though they are not super functional, it is like this kind of withered husk, almost as protective of this belt. They have something valuable on them, certainly. What it is, you can't be 1,000% confident. But everything that you have said, why would they send this person who is specifically very good with technology?
I'm gonna send not telepathically because I don't trust this guy, but to our group chat. He has the, and then I'm just gonna do an emoji of like the Washington Memorial or something like spiky.
Okay.
I think Theo like put that together in his head already that there's like this guy's got a
Yeah.
freaking repairman's utility belt
Yeah.
and what's that?
This is
So
a
he
dumb
gets an
question.
emoji
This is
emoji.
all of not
She goes,
understanding. Would the digital storm also want to insert the signal strike? Or
He's
is
not
that...
Glowbreakers.
This guy
Yeah.
is part of the
Yeah, he
Digital
is.
Storm.
You mean the Glowbreakers?
No, I'm saying digital storm wants to get the strike
Yes.
Yeah,
there
yeah,
also.
yeah. We're doing that mission. for
Okay.
them. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good, okay.
We're doing it for them.
But there are
Okay.
several levels of deceit happening here.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't telling them that you know about the digital spike.
Okay.
That is probably why they're entrusting you to go
Okay.
and do
Yeah.
this mission.
Okay.
Essentially cannon fodder.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
As before we get in, Theo having asked like, well, what are we going to get paid? What is the race of the guy that came in with the it wasn't a cane?
Copaxi.
A cane, Copaxi.
Copaxi.
He's like a coral man.
And that was the guy that was talking to Thomas.
Correct.
Right. Yeah, Theo will like turn to him and say, "Okay, look, we're going on the job. What is the pay here? I heard it was big job, expensive. What's the?
You're saying that to the Copaxi before you leave?
Yes.
Oh, he would have just said 5,000 credits upon reception of the job.
Whoa, hold on. I know Boris knows your tricks. I know how the corporate people work. I want half up front and half on completion.
Oh.
So you're saying that you would rather have a share than a flat fee?
Theo makes like he doesn't understand what that means. If shit goes bad, I want to make sure that I have some money to pay the rent. I want half up front, and then when we do whatever this is in the tunnel, that the guy over there, and he points to the brain, whatever he's got to do, whenever he does his thing, and we come back, and then I want the other half.
He's going to turn and stop, and he's going to say, no, because if you fail, you'll be corpses, and I'm not sending 1, 2, 3, 4, close to 25,000 credits down for corpses. But you'll be well paid should you succeed, and even if this mission goes sideways, and it likely will, we'll make sure that your next of kin receives your payment.
All right, what about a quarter?
Oh my god, all this talk. Can we leave? I want another cigarette. Do you guys got a cigarette?
Just going to say, I trust Hajahan can answer any further questions. Good day. And they turn. You've actually seen the makeup of this place. They're literally turning to probably walk a lap around the lifts until you leave, so that they can report the lift.
They want us to leave.
So they're just taking a lap.
Theo will say in Kasathan, you motherfuckers, and he's just kind of stomp over to the elevator.
As they start making a lap, Sagan is just gonna slowly walk to the elevator and just track them as they go around, kind of wave at them, and then step into the elevator.
Okay.
I'm gonna light the cigarette that Sagan gave me.
Sure. Light that cigarette, and you all finally make your way down to the ground floor. Upon arriving, the door opens. You can see Digital Storm have kind of taken up their positions again, sort of guarding from threats on the outside. Some of them turn to regard you, but now that you're accompanied by this contemplative, you are allowed to pass with no issue. And Pump 13 is just across the street. It is a building that is made of red brick. It stands out against the mist of air around you. Much of the surface has caved in, but you can see places where these steel O-rings, about 8 feet across, have been attached to breaches in the wall, almost like suckers of an octopus. There are scraps of thick plastic tarping that have been shredded off these sort of gaskets. There are elements of the interior that you can see wrecked and twisted, steel corroding into almost puddles of rust here. And through this kind of wreck, you can see concrete steps that go down and down and down into the sort of steel here. The contemplative would just float across the street, the drones almost forming a path for him to cross. Are you all following?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna send in the group chat just an emoji conversation of no telepath, which will be brain, barcode scan, and then emoji of just Skullrunners,
Sure.
a skull, and just be no brain talking.
I'm through the connection. How do you do that? How do you get those fucking emojis? How does that happen?
It's a text.
It's a text. It's a group chat.
Oh, it's a text.
Yeah, I'm saying
Don't use that.
Telepathic emotion.
I thought you were telepathically
We'll
sending
say you
emojis.
did that through the group chat, and I'll just type no, and then cool.
Do you want to turn that microphone down around towards you?
This one?
The other one. That's probably closer. Yeah, I love the idea of being able to telepathically rickroll somebody against their will. But yes.
So Vlali's going to...
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
She's staying silent this whole time, but in her mind, just to herself, she's like, can you hear me? I want to test if he can hear, the contemplative can hear me.
Okay. You test this out, and you look over at this contemplative. Make a sense motive check.
Okay.
Contemplative says what?
What?
Yeah,
What?
she should have said that.
Nice. Another 28.
With a 28, there is not even the flicker of disturbance. You can see all the individual lobes of their head. There is no flexing or anything that would indicate any kind of break in their stride. They just float across the space. They don't seem to be able to, or at least are not actively telepathically scanning or taking in your thoughts.
Could I, with medicine or nature or something, try to understand if that's just if they could like hop into our minds just like as a thing that contemplatives can do, or if that would like take some actual
Make a man. I would say this is a nature check.
Okay.
Nature of contemplatives.
That is a natural 20 for a 30.
Hey,
With a
yo!
natural 20, you know that contemplatives have limited telepathy up to 60 feet. And they can actively share thoughts and receive them, but they can't tap into a telepathic communication. You feel pretty safe in that regard.
Okay.
But they could, if you were in like a stealthy situation and they needed to communicate with you guys, not to the group, but they could individually communicate to each of you.
Okay.
Can I just confirm it's okay that my droid has been attached to me this whole time?
Yeah. You have it on almost like a backpack when it's not in use.
Yeah.
So we're making our way to the pump station.
Yeah.
I know you said the Valor arcade is near there as well. When Theodore
It's a little bit further.
A little
past,
further.
yeah.
Okay. Can I just do a perception check as we're walking closer and closer, just to make sure there's no prying eyes on us?
Sure.
That's not that great. 7 plus 5.
There
13.
sure aren't. Not a single one.
Wally's gonna. She's in the back, but she'll walk up almost like behind the contemplative, and she'll say out loud, now that she knows that her mind can't be heard, "What do you have in the way of armor? Are you gonna be okay, Har Jahan?"
You say that, and Harjahan says, I will be fine. All of you will be in front, and I will be behind. And besides, as they float, kind of now dipping into the wreckage beneath this kind of rebar, all of you will make this much easier than it normally is for me.
You've been here before.
I have.
Okay.
You all have to kind of, especially you, Sagan, you have to get into this place. You have to almost get on your hands and knees and kind of get beneath twisted pieces of rebar and concrete. But pretty quickly you can stand up and into the actual space. The facade is crumbled down, but the building itself is largely intact.
I stand up. Oh, fuck. I think I ripped my shirt. It's my last good shirt.
You
You
can
tell me
see-
where to point, and I will protect you, okay?
Their whole form just bobs, almost like they are nodding. But they point with this little kind of shriveled arm at this hatch that lays in front of all of you. There are just layers of rust and condensation on them. You can see the scanner, again, kind of floats out, and in front of their hand, a couple of lights go off, and this hatch groans open. There is a wave of humid air that bellows out. It stings your nostrils. It causes your eyes to water as this air escapes upwards. And below, you can see in this little hatch space, there are steel rungs that disappear into the dark. You can hear water moving somewhere beyond these walls. And this contemplative simply kind of floats over to the edge. And they say, "Is everyone ready?"
Let's say so.
Yeah.
Praise Alex. Let's go.
We take the dangerous route, but it is quick. And they just float slightly up and then float straight down this. You can see their arms kind of move as if they're climbing, but they never physically touch the ladder. It's almost like vestigial movements as they think about moving down. Are you all following?
So we're not taking the slime paths?
They're both different tunnels, but yeah, we're not.
Okay.
As you reach the bottom of this kind of tunnel, you can see there are two routes to take.
Yeah.
One of them, you can see very narrow steel and concrete corridors. The other direction, the way that Harjahan begins to kind of float down, is a huge drainage pipe that is on the right side, partially carrying a little bit of runoff. You can see little bits of acid kind of in that spot. But they are beginning to kind of float in that direction.
Harjahan, I'm gonna turn my flashlight on my environmental. How close are we until we get to the patrols? I don't want to have my light out.
They stop, And floating in space for just a moment, they say, "It depends on how quickly we can sneak by the major patrol. It depends also on how many hazards we encounter, on how many pressure releases occur, on how many condensation collapses happen. So it depends, but I would imagine no fewer than 2 hours."
Okay, so around like an hour, I'll turn off my flashlight.
But you turn it on, and that's good because it's dark down
Yeah.
there. So, Monk, currently the sole source of light for all of you, you begin to make your way off and into what is called the dry service route.
And in terms of like order of the party, is Harshan leading us?
No.
He's in the back.
No, he's leading you currently. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and you imagine as soon as danger begins to present itself, he'll begin to fall
Okay.
back.
I'll go
but-
behind him with the flashlight.
Okay, no problem.
I'll stay in front, always.
Okay.
I'll stay up with you.
Okay, so Harshan, me, Nix, Theo, and
I've got dark vision, so maybe you want me a little closer to the front.
yeah, you can be close to me.
Yeah.
Here, the tunnel's only about 10 feet wide, so you can stand 2 across, although Sagan does take up... Sagan counts as 2 across.
Okay.
I'll stand behind you,
Okay.
if that's good.
Okay, no problem.
I have a question real
Yeah.
quick. Through that whole scene, it was never like we saw the plans ourselves,
Correct.
right? So the plan is to like enter through 13, get over to 14, and plant the spike. Is
Correct.
that-
Yeah.
Okay.
And he doesn't know that we want. I mean, he can just do his job anyways. We don't even have to ask him. He's just gonna do it. You know, he'll
Presumably.
just put the spike in, unless he's like an agent for the glow breakers, which I mean.
Oh, that would be wild.
That would be
I
wild.
wish I thought about
That would be wild.
Damn, that would have been great.
He floods the wrong district.
What if he's just really bad at his job?
I mean,
Floods the entire district.
He's done with this.
You can see he presses a button and all of his lobes just kind of wobble, and then he's like, "You did not care about Valor Syndicate, right? Those guys fucked."
As we're going forward, can I make perception checks
Yeah, for what?
just to guide us through, avoid awful spots in the tunnel?
You certainly can.
Cool.
Awful spots in the tunnel.
Hell yeah, 17 plus 5, 23.
Okay.
And I'll do guidance with my flashlight.
Okay.
So 24.
So you begin to travel, and as you make your way through these tunnels, it isn't too long. You okay?
this is when I start getting lost in a plan.
I saw those eyes.
So the current
Alright.
plan is to navigate through these tunnels
Okay.
to the pump station that is on the other side. Of
So we're
this
going
river.
underneath the
Correct.
canal.
Correct.
Okay. And
We
then they
travel
stick the spy.
underneath.
So what happens when we stick the signal into the spire? Or whatever?
All that will happen is that will allow one of the digital store members to send a remote signal to start this process off.
What's
so
the process?
the process is they'll be able to control flooding the glowbreaker side.
Oh, thank you.
So they can either flood it, they
Theoretically, though,
can
Theoretically, they could do whatever they wanted to with the water on this side.
correct.
And then we have to get, and then that's our chance to get to the
Yeah.
car.
Yep. And we also need to
Okay.
get to.
Yeah, I was just
pump
going to
station
say,
12.
out of character, we should possibly come up with a reason why we're going to kind
That-
of clear this area out.
Theo's already been thinking about
Yeah.
but that to our knowledge is a hardened defensive position, right? Where the
All
Hylax
that you
churches.
have known about this is that there's apparently some occult rituals going on with decapitated heads or helmets or something.
Sound good.
But we saw personnel coming in and out, right? Or
Correct.
no? And they were glow breakers, right?
Correct.
Okay. Like flooding this area, I don't know. I'm out of character. Yeah, I don't know. Theo's considering just as soon as this guy puts the spike in, just fucking back of his head or something.
But it's remote. We can't control where it floods because someone else on
Right.
the other side is controlling where it floods, which sucks. I thought it was the other way around, but that's tough.
At least as it currently is.
Say again?
At least as it currently stands.
Ooh.
What
So
if we hack
maybe,
it?
Yeah, maybe you could do something.
there's
Yeah.
enough computer savvy. That
Okay, cool.
Somebody
All
ought
right.
to figure out.
Okay,
As
I
we're-
understand now. Thank you.
I got you, dog.
As we're going, Sagan's going to try to remember where everything is.
Okay.
Just
And
if
20,
that's survival or
24.
whatever.
Yeah, make a survival check then. Monk, you keep your eyes on the tunnels ahead. For you, Sagan, you try to keep your eyes on the tunnels behind.
It is about a 16.
And with your dark vision, you can do that. But it's hard as you kind of begin to twist and move through these tunnels. They're narrow, they wind, and they all kind of look the same. Though with your perception check, Monk, you do note in the darkness that there is a very low red sort of flash that is beginning to kind of appear on the walls. You can hear, too,
Turn my flashlight off.
in the distance, actually not the distance, this was so light you could barely hear it, but crackling through a broken speaker, you can hear this sound that sounds like pressure normalization in progress. And then you hear, just you, Monk, deep, almost feeling this in the floor, a mechanical groan that echoes through the pipe.
I'm gonna turn off the flashlight, send a message to my friends telepathically. There might be people ahead. Something's going on with the floor. I feel. You guys feel that pressure build up?
And as Monk begins to kind of say that, now all of a sudden you can feel this rumble. You can hear vibrations in the pipes around you. You can see that there is something happening.
Harjahan, what's this?
You can see Harjahan stops. And now that you have alerted them to this, they begin to float lower. And they say, take cover, all of you. And can I have everybody make a reflex saving throw? You can take, with Harjahan's help and with Monk's perception, +6 to this roll.
What is it?
Ooh.
Reflex. 19
That is a
plus.
success.
Plus.
I'm
Well,
gonna-
it got a 30.
18.
I think that's the highest I've ever
27.
rolled in this game.
That's crazy. 27,
You said plus-
30. +6.
plus 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
plus 6.
No, plus
Plus
4.
6 is 9. Plus
Right.
9.
Oh, no,
Oh,
plus
that's
6. You're right. You're right.
Okay, so that's
Damn.
33.
18.
Very nice,
18.
very nice.
So it's a static +6.
Yep.
Fuck. I got 19 on the die with a +9 on my reflex save, so 27, so 33.
Damn.
Very nice.
Nice.
Suddenly, as all of you crouch down, duck, kind of make yourselves sparse from the elements of pipes around, one of these pipes in particular begins to rattle and shake, and one of the gaskets flings open. There is a boom as a blast of steam just erupts across the tunnel, directly where many of you stood just seconds ago. It over top. Instantly, you can kind of feel the back of your neck, the hair begins to curl. This steam loaded with acid. And so this would have been something very damaging to be hit by. But every single one of you manages to duck
Including
beneath,
Harjahan?
including Harjahan. And you are safe from this pressure release valve. Harjahan kind of floats back up. They turn to you, Monk, and they say, you are perceptive. You should lead the way. I will follow. And they kind of float behind you, and then you feel this tiny, withered little, it's not a hand, it's like one little point, just touch your
It's a nerve
shoulder,
ending.
just to kind of let you know that they're there. Almost like you are two police, like, breaching a building.
Yeah.
They are now just, like, leading one hand on you.
I'm going to go forward. I'm going to have my flashlight turned on, but I'm going to change the color to a very low light color that will be harder to detect.
Okay, you
on the
shift it down to
spectrum,
blue, then down
blue.
to red,
Or blue.
to
or
a, I think red is the one that is the lowest that people can see.
Yeah.
That's why you use it for night vision a lot.
Okay.
So you cycle it down to the lowest spectrum that you can see.
Yeah.
You let your eyes adjust.
I'll kind of
a
like
little
cover it a little bit and just like point it at the ground.
bit. So are you all becoming a little bit more stealthy?
Yes.
So as a group, if you are trying to sneak now, go ahead and make stealth checks. Harjahan will join you.
Hell yeah.
22 for Harjahan.
17.
17,
16.
16,
Dirty 20.
20,
19.
19.
Okay.
Can you help?
No, but I think I want to use my hero point for this
Where,
then.
can use
well,
mine,
where are
too.
you at?
14.
I could cast guidance on you pretty easily.
But that's only 15?
You get 17. You have 15.
Yeah, I would re-roll.
I also already used my hero point.
You can use mine and I'd re-roll.
I don't know. Maybe I'll
15's
just
low.
rough it
you
with
doing?
15. I'll just keep 15.
All right.
Go for it, girl.
Keeping that
You
15
feel
with
some
the guidance.
shadows collect around your ankles.
We
Spooky.
had some decent rolls. I feel like,
Yeah.
15.
If you say so. You all make your way somewhat audibly through these tunnels, less quiet than you would like. In the upper spaces of Seethe, in the neon depths, this would be very stealthy. But here, where there is no music, there is no pulse of life, it is much easier to be noticed here. The ceiling that you see begins to slowly decay. As you creep along here, you can still hear the sound of running water, but you can hear it drip also. And up above, there are places where mineral growth has created these almost flecking bits of calcium carbonate and steel, almost stalagmites that drip down. You can also see little flecks of metal kind of woven into them from the decaying walls and ceilings around you. As you move through this space, being very careful, being very quiet, the floor does creak, and there are places where the metal gives way almost like sand. But going quietly and going slowly, you do not cause the floor to collapse. You make your way across safely. And pretty soon, Harjahan whispers in each of your minds very quickly. He has to do it to each one of you in succession, so it's just shh, shh, to each of you.
We need to include Harjahan in our telepathic chat, maybe.
Don't.
A separate one, though.
And then, in rapid succession, up ahead, up ahead, up ahead, up ahead. Kill, kill, kill. You can see and hear now as you really strain voices. Directly ahead, the tunnel gets a little bit wider, and you can see that there is a much wider space opening up. You can kind of hear the sound of digital noise, some kind of computer system happening. You can hear the sound of bubbling acid. As you creep closer and closer, with a 19, you can get right up to the edge of this kind of space. You can see a number of glow breakers here. Often to your right, there is a ramp of steel that leads to a walkway that actually is elevated above the path itself. Aside from that, a relatively narrow sort of concrete space that has a couple of different bits of machinery tied into it, and then it kind of narrows back into piping on the far end. With a digital perspective, with a visual
Whoa,
perspective,
cool.
we don't have a digital.
Yes.
Let me grab them.
Hologram. Let's get into a fight soon.
Well, I don't know.
Got
Maybe we can
good
talk our way out of
stealth
it.
and or thievery.
I got good thievery.
You got good thievery?
This is a stealth encounter. But we'll
No,
see.
yeah, I have pretty high stealth.
I
Yeah, I
have
have high
very
stealth.
high stealth.
Do you have?
I have high circus lore.
Do you have? Oh wait.
I can't wait till
You're also
Okay.
one of them still.
Yeah,
So
Oh wait,
that's
no,
gonna be amazing.
you're not. You're on the other team now.
Yeah, but I have a yeah. Yes.
Go grab my glow breakers and my guy. Actually, you know what? Because it is 8:15 and a great place for us to step away for a quick break. As I pull out my glow breakers and set them up, and as you guys think about how you might want to approach getting across this space, we will step away for a quick break, and we will be back. There'll be a countdown on your screen, and we'll see you at the end of it. And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, we're playing Starfinder, and now so are you. When we left off, you had all... Oh, let me bring up our combat cam here. You would all trace your way through these tunnels, making your way past an explosion of acidic steam to eventually find yourself at what looks like some kind of a glow breaker patrol. You can see in front of you there is a tall walkway that extends down the length of this sort of expanded pipe. You can see it narrows again on the far side. There is a little metallic floor tile put on either end to stand for the entrance of these places. The entry or connecting pipes are about 10 feet wide. Nope, that has collapsed. So you can see this upwards place. It connects sort of to like the wall. This seems to be like a maintenance gantry. Part of it has collapsed in the middle. Mm-hmm. And in the center, where that panel has kind of fallen over, you can hear beneath it this whoosh, 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 whoosh of this huge industrial fan pulling oxygen down. That partially covers it, but it would still be very easy to fall off this plank and then into this space. You can see massive pipes that connect to this kind of going into the ground, connected to the concrete by huge corroding O-rings. You can see the glint of machinery in the darkness here as there are computer screens and little readouts. And all across this space, you can see the large shape of glow breakers. These individuals, unlike the digital storm grunts, are not corporate individuals who have fallen in on harder times. These are individuals who do this for a living. They are big. The armor that they wear, though it is made of pieces of metal, it is made of pieces of like reinforced concrete, it's been fashioned into functionally power armor. And these individuals are moving with a very heavy gait. As you take all this in the darkness, how do you want to move across? With your stealth of 19, you have not been noticed yet.
How high is this, Joe, right here?
That is close to 25 feet tall.
25 feet.
It's way up there.
Looks like they're concentrated on the right. Hooking left, stay left of the walkways. We have one foot mobile coming out of a bathroom. Let him move out, and then we cut
And you can see, despite the way that individual looks, that is a Vesk, also with this kind of crimson scales. Mm-hmm. They have like the openings, their whole power armor kind of opened in the front, sweat running down their scales. They're kind of like leaning on the wall. They're having a time. It's called a restroom, but they did not rest in there.
No, they fought for their life in there.
Are they all wearing orange and white?
All of them are wearing, you can see it's not like a uniform like the digital storm wear, where they have like these blue jackets with reflective paneling, but all of them have elements of like, some of them, it's literally just neon orange spray paint that forms these broken circles with lines intersecting them. These are certainly all glow breakers.
If I were to summon, with my warp terrain feature, a rope ladder with the little like hooks on the end, if I summon that into place, I imagine it's like as if there always has been, because that's how the reality warp has done. It almost always has been there in this universe. So would that make noise if it's always been, if it's like just a summoning?
Give me 1 second here.
And that would give me 15 feet. And with the 10 feet, we can just climb up of our reach difference.
There's nothing that's saying that this is a silent field or an effect that happens, and it's been pretty noticeable when it does. I would say probably they're going to notice when this occurs. Just because it is like a pretty powerful, large-scale magical effect.
Okay.
I have a question. Are there any what appear to be computers or pieces of active interactable technology on this end?
No more than 30 feet away, you can see a big armored Vesk who is currently standing behind a control panel of sorts. And there is an individual, actually a little closer to us, right there. You can see that there is another individual, they seem to be a space orc, who is currently standing in front of this container that is slowly filling with acid, and every now and then they'll turn and kind of gesture with their hands, and these controls will be manipulated. There is something happening over there. But certainly machinery, computers.
Diversion?
Digital diversion, we both have it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. in Theo's mind, it's like if we can get someone to cause some kind of diversion, because we only have 2 dudes over there, kind of bring them all this way. That gives us a path to cut through on the left.
Yeah. What is the range on digital diversion?
I think we have to interact with it.
So I can cast invisibility on one of you 2, and then you guys can possibly digital diversion, and we can just go around, hook around. I like that idea.
Freaker says if you have combat hack or digital diversion skill feat, you can use this feat to combat hack or create a diversion without a hacking toolkit. But do I still need to be touching the unit?
Yes.
Yeah,
unless
you
you
need
have
exocortex.
an exocortex
Yeah,
or a
that's-
way to wirelessly hack.
Yeah. No.
I'm going to nudge Val and kind of
Lol.
just be like, do you think you could make a diversion?
Yes.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on you.
Okay.
Okay. So you all hear Monk just kind of whisper, "Do you think you can make a diversion?" And then this quiet yes, and then Lolly is gone.
Bye. She's going to, as quietly as possible, just go up to the back of here, find an open port, start futzing around to
So
create a diversion.
Literally 10 feet away from 2 different people.
I was
Wait,
gotta-
what
I
do
was
you
going
mean?
to
Do a
say
stealth
if we can pull back time, right?
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah, Theo would have said as he comes up with this, hey, fucking digital version shit, like they're right there.
Yeah.
Right? Is there anything we can do with the fan or anything where they're not so like, you know, if an invisible fucking like if I start fucking around here while someone's using it, like
And they'll hear your
This makes-
footsteps too.
This makes I mean, this pulls in oxygen, right? So if it goes down, that's a problem
For us.
for everyone.
Except Nix, who doesn't breathe.
So if you were doing that, I would say, "Oh, I've got an idea," and I would pull out a smoke grenade and hand it to Volley and say, "Can you plant this in the fan so it looks like the fan's starting to smoke?"
Oh, cool.
Would that make noise? The smoke grenade going off.
I mean,
I
yeah.
mean, yes, but with smoke billowing out of the fan, that could sound like a
Broken
mechanical.
motor.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
So make a stealth check, Lolly.
Okay.
And you can take a +8 conditional modifier as you are invisible.
Okay. Nice. I didn't bring my thing today. My,
Calculator?
yeah.
What is it?
15 plus, what was it? 9?
8.
8.
Oh, 8. Plus,
Is 23
so
plus
31.
Very nice.
Nice.
You are invisible, and you creep
That's your
forwards,
calculator.
your forearms kind of quietly bracing you as you move so that you never stumble, so that you never trip. Your eyes kind of follow the ground to make sure, and you can see all across the space little snack wrappers, junk has kind of been strewn here, and so easy to step on something and create a noise, but you don't. You kind of climb up these pipes. They're corroded, and so the edges of them crumble like sand on your hands, but you still pick your way across over to this fan. And at a certain point, the sound of the fan overwhelms any sound that you could possibly make. You really find yourselves in the almost audio shadow of this place. Next to you, you can just hear the whoop, 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 whoop of this fan steadily channeling. You can hear kind of the sounds of tapping on keyboards and the grumbling of people. You hear this, oh, no, not again, and then the slam of the bathroom.
Oh.
And are you just pulling the pin and dropping this grenade down this
Yep.
fan?
Ding. Lobs it up in.
Suddenly, there is this clank,
Physical
clank, clank,
diversion.
clank.
Not even digital diversion.
And from inside this fan, you can suddenly hear it much more. As the smoke makes the air thicker, this machinery begins to groan, and you can hear commotion as somebody says, "The oxygen exchange!" There is this kind of rush of people over to this space.
I'm going to pull out the mask that Sagan built for us when we crossed the carbon monoxide, and I'm going to point to everyone except Nix, because Nix can't breathe, to put their mask on.
Okay. They're going to come over here. They are going to turn around and come over here. this individual staying where they are. They are going to come over here. And so almost all of them kind of make their way to this space. You can see this one guy, this big Veskin power armor, now sits on this control panel. They're back to you, kind of watching everybody else. Every now and then their hand still just like presses down on this lever, continuing almost mechanically filling this container. But the rest of the group now gathers around. You can hear, for you, Vlali, this kind of mumblings of, again. And they're like kind of moving now, climbing up of it. You can see like people beginning to unscrew the surface. And this is like a massive sort of ring that needs to be unscrewed to gain access to this. So this task is going to take them some time.
Okay, so she's going to, in that time, be like, boop, boop, bye.
Okay.
I'm assuming we need to go to the other side.
Yeah, you can see the opening on this far side. You make your way over there. For all of you, as the smoke begins to billow out and people begin to head in that direction, what are you all doing?
Theo's attempting to, we can say, cut left, kind of away from this dude under those walkways. The guy in the bathroom is still in the bathroom.
Yes, the door is closed. You can hear echoing from the steel.
Sweaty.
But aside from that, most of the people gathered around this thing.
That sounds great. Theo's taking the stealthy route and following Glawi.
Sounds terrible, actually, from what you can hear, but you make your way over there. Make a stealth check. And take a +4 conditional modifier. You are not invisible, but there is some advantage here.
Could I do a prestidigitation to make dirty the mask of this Vesk, his helmet?
Which Vesk?
This one?
The one at the computer?
Yeah.
Yes, that's a combat action, so that will drop you guys into initiative.
Is it? Prestidigitation?
I mean, you're casting a spell on somebody else, so whether or not it's an aggressive action, that will certainly be...
It's a 31 for my stealth.
31 for stealth. Theo, you quietly make your way over here. You can hear this commotion. You hear this guy struggling in the bathroom, but you make your way across also, no problem.
To everyone else, Sagan's gonna just kind of be like, go ahead.
It's just you three over there in the brain.
Yeah.
So Monk, he'll be like, Monk, you think you can get across?
Yeah, definitely. That's a 9 plus 7 is a 16.
With a 16, you begin to creep off into that distance. We'll get back to you in a second, Monk.
Oh no.
Oh no. Can I use my hero point?
You can?
Yeah, I'll use that.
I'll take that hero point back.
That's even worse. Does anyone have any hero points left?
No.
No.
All right, we'll get back to you in
yes,
a
I
second.
do.
Monk.
You do? Okay.
You're gonna let me, okay? That leaves us one for combat.
Yeah, that's why I was saying, we still have the rest of the session. And
Right.
I'm gonna hold on to mine.
Okay, much better. That's a 15 plus 7. That's a 22.
There you go. Okay, so you are a little nervous making your way across this space. You have been preceded by somebody who is literally invisible, and somebody, for all intents and purposes, might as well be. As you lose sight of Theo, you begin to kind of step across, and you are taken in again by this imposter syndrome. You don't really belong here. Everybody else here is a criminal. They kind of know what they're doing. For you, this just feels still a little bit like you stand out. But you make your way across, you stay quiet, and you too, right as you pass this bathroom, the door swings open right behind you. If you had been just a little bit slower, this person would have walked directly into you. But as they kind of crack this door open, you can hear the metal, and then from inside, a little bit of paper, please.
Oh,
You make your way across, no
What?
problem.
they still use paper in
Need soda.
29, 20.
Well, you can't have a
Down here
porta
they
potty
do.
with a bidet.
You could, but you don't want that.
Yeah.
They tried it briefly in the
Yeah.
early 1100s.
So who's going next?
This brain looks at you, Sagan, and psychically you hear them say, "Will you be okay?"
We'll be fine. You can go ahead.
Very well. The brain just slowly points up, and then this contemplative begins to float. And they go up and up and up
Oh, wow. So
onto
cool.
this crosswalk. And then you watch as the brain just kind of slowly moves. For you, Theo, and for you, Monk, as you look off and to your right, you can see they float across that gap in the pathway. They just go straight across it and just continue to float.
That's cheating.
All right. At this point, I go, all right. I'm like, psychically, I go, okay, Nix, do you have any bright ideas? Right?
What's this?
That is like a very big, what looks like glass, but very frosted and dirty, almost containers, massive. Each one is like a full-size pool, basically. And each of them is filled with what looks at first like water. As it kind of sloshes on the side, you get the sense that it's frosted, not from design, but more from this, whatever is within, kind of slowly etching it almost. These are containers of acid.
Oh.
Do we have any idea what this panel does?
Which panel?
Right here?
You've seen them kind of pulling it and kind of filling this container up with this acid.
Decisions. Okay, I will just go the same way as the brain. My little doggo can fly, so he's okay, right?
The dog is okay.
Yeah.
How are you getting up there?
Acrobatics.
Okay, make an
Before you
acrobatics
do, I mean,
check.
before you do that, as I see you about to like step in there and just leap up, I go, wait, hold on a second. Put my hand on you, and you just suddenly feel yourself just covered in shadows, and then the shadows disappear, and you are invisible.
You can do it too.
I can.
I thought you were gonna lift her up.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you're like so much taller. You
5, 6, 7, 8.
Make an
I
acrobatics
am not
check.
that strong.
Yeah.
I would go.
How much
oh,
is
God.
this? Isn't that?
I'm gonna lower this person's passive perception by 8 to account for that.
Okay, so
Is that 23?
Nice.
Nice.
You leap up to this space, grabbing onto handrails, almost kind of parkouring your way up here. You swing, grabbing with your fingers the edges of this walkway, and then using your body to kind of backflip up onto the walkway. You land silently, and you can kind of turn and see this brain just float across this gap, and you follow them. You
Yeah.
just leap across the gap, no problem.
Okay.
You land on the other side.
Hell yeah.
Everybody has now made their
Smile.
way to the far side, except for you, Sagan.
Sagan is going to, before I commit to this,
Okay.
my channel vitality allows me to sort of cover myself in shadows and lets me hide in shadows. Could I do that without it immediately being like, oh my god, there's magical darkness over there? And if I do that, would that actually give me any help to get across here?
You imagine it probably won't give you any help. It's a small enough effect that it wouldn't be immediately obvious, but if somebody saw a pocket of abnormal darkness, that would probably cause more suspicion than less.
What color is the smoke grenade? Is it black smoke? Or
It's
what
just
smoke?
gray smoke, yeah.
I mean, it's black to gray. It's kind of close.
Yeah.
Maybe this is when we do a digital diversion to get their attention, like over there now.
We didn't
I
touch
can see
it.
that.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
You are invisible. You still can do it.
So the person, so this guy is the only one who's possibly looking at me.
He's not, his back is very much to you,
Oh,
but
okay.
a little bit closer, and so could potentially perceive you.
Okay.
They're facing like everybody else. Every now and then, their arm's still on this control. They just kind of boredly just put it down.
I'm going to. I could just try stealth. Could just raw dog it,
Yeah, you got
Or I-
invisibility too.
or I've got a figment. I could do a figment thing.
What's that?
It's a cantrip that makes a minor, like a very very small, not very convincing illusion. So it might buy me a couple seconds.
Where would you put it?
I was gonna be like sparks shoot out of this console a little bit.
Okay.
You turn around and they see you.
He's looking this way.
Yeah.
That guy's like
Okay.
the least of your worries. I'd say it's
Probably
these two.
want to...
Are there any again consoles on that side or anything like that?
On the left,
Yeah, maybe like near that toilet.
literally the only kind of machine on that side is a small panel that flips from open to occupied when the thing is closed, and it's because of like the year. Technically, that is a computer. It doesn't have
Flush mechanism.
the flush mechanism is not actually that. You
Yeah,
don't
that's
want a
what I-
computerized flush mechanism.
Yeah.
Ha.
I was trying to think of ways that we.
I would still go this way because it's
Yeah.
3 versus 2.
Yeah. All right. Do I want to just raw dog it, or do I want to use invisibility spell?
It's up to you.
Use invisibility.
Okay.
Because if we can all avoid a combat encounter,
Yeah.
that'd be dope.
You just see me completely melt into shadow, and just shadows start moving across the floor.
Nice.
Sagan, you don't need to roll.
Oh yeah.
You stand in this place alone. The rest of your friends have left you. And for just a moment, you remember what Max had said. And the shadows envelop you. This gentle dark closing over you and keeping you safe. Alone, without the shackles of your allies, so-called, you can move across this space silently.
Nice.
And you walk. You travel through, and as you pass that space orc, they shiver. As you pass that Vesk, they shiver. As you pass the Vesk exiting the bathroom, they go, oh, and go back into the bathroom. But you make your way across with no issues.
Mm-hmm.
And as the rest of you kind of perceive this, almost like the darkness that you had asked about previously, you can see this point of darkness just cross. It is ominous. It is like you are looking at radiation in the camera, like it crackles your vision and makes it hard to perceive. But Sagan, you cross this space, and all of you find yourselves on the far end.
Nice.
Are you gonna be a villain now?
I'm gonna stay.
looks like a villain.
I'm gonna stay in the invisibility. I'm just kind of floating through this. I get over there and I just kind of emotionlessly go through the psychic link and say, "Let's go."
Let's go.
So unless something changes, I'll be in this for like the next 10 minutes.
You float on, and you make your way, bypassing this combat encounter with no trouble whatsoever.
Nice.
Very nicely done.
Nice.
You make your way through these tunnels, the contemplative as they kind of catch pace with all of you. Some of you dropping out of darkness, becoming fully visible after like 5 or 6 minutes of walking. They would psychically say to all of you, "You did well. They did good hiring all of you.
Have faith in us, Harrahan.
I am beginning to." Next to you, they say, "Who are you?"
What do you mean? Who am I?
Drama's name was not Thomas.
What did he say?
Drama's name was not Thomas.
The CTO, he does not know this. He does not know our names. But I do.
I appreciate your honesty. I saw.
Are you saying this out loud? All this psychically to you.
Oh, you're saying it psychically. You're not saying it out loud, Steve.
Yeah, I would say it back. Can I say it back psychically
Yeah.
when he catches it? Okay. And I say, like, I was there when Thomas died, and I did not want these scavengers to take the plans. So I disguised myself, and I brought it to our CTO.
Make a deception check, but take a +6 conditional modifier, as there are elements of truth in there.
Let's go with some 13.
If you want it.
Oh.
It's close to the end of the session.
Yeah,
I would.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn,
Reroll
that's the
that.
last one.
This is probably a good one to use it on.
Okay, so
Nice.
19 plus what?
Hell yeah.
This is going to be
Plus
a deception
6
check
plus
+6.
New modifier.
deception. So minus
Okay.
1 or
Yeah.
whatever for you.
So 24, I think?
24 is still pretty
Thank
good.
God.
Yeah.
I thought of that.
Yeah, that was
That was good.
That was good
really
use. That another hero point replenished for you.
They say, "This is not an ideal situation for me. Perhaps there is a way we could help each other. Digital Storm only wants one thing from this cargo. It is something we created. I will split the rest with your crew. But we will need to escape from here soon after.
Wait, so is he saying he wants to run off with it, or he's going to bring it back?
No.
He is saying that Digital Storm only wants one thing out of
Okay.
this cargo,
So everything else would be split.
and they are willing to split all the rest with you guys. But that would require probably escaping pretty promptly after getting this cargo.
So no investigating the occultism
Also,
in that case?
we don't know the one thing that he wants is not what the one thing Chrome Dream wants.
Correct.
Yeah.
We can always split up though too, right? If we're near.
That's true. We could split the party.
I'll just say like, I'm thankful to walk beside you, brother, and do this work together. Let's see what situation we come upon.
Yes, let us be brothers in this. And they hold out a tiny shriveled little hand to you. Do you shake it? Ouch.
Ouch.
You shake their little limb. You float along this space, past places where the pipes have corroded almost to the point of giving way. The contemplative guides you very carefully through these spots. In the distance, in places, you can hear distant sirens echo through the pipe, and then past that, you can hear the rush of liquid moving quickly. But this contemplative guides you safely through these sewers for close to an hour.
Long walk.
Question.
It is
real
long.
quick.
Yeah.
Do you tell any of us about that, or no?
That's a good question. Are we sure? So the brain cannot hack into conversations that are psychic.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So as we walk, I'll just convey
Okay.
what happened. Synopsis.
Cha-ching.
As Nyx conveys all this, you all begin to hear voices ahead.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to speak.
We were walking for about an hour.
Yeah.
Does Nyx need to clarify, or am I just misunderstanding? The brain wants to like quit Digital Storm and run off with the loot with us.
Correct.
Okay. And because we'd be running off pretty fast, we would essentially have to abandon that pump station where the Hylax.
Correct.
We'd either have to do it before, or we'd have to.
You know, I told the brain that I was its brother, but that doesn't mean that I'm actually telling the truth. We can always do our own thing.
No, I'm just. I guess like I need to. I'm trying to understand that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
And we can always rob it of the spike.
If it has it.
It's definitely got it.
While we're walking, Vlali's gonna saddle up next to Harjahan and say, "Your accent, are you from Keton?"
They would turn, and psychically you can hear them say, I have spent a long time on Akaton.
Oh yeah.
I was not made there, but I am from there.
Ah, me too. What part were you from?
They stop, and all of you kind of are aware of this brain creature sort of stopping. And only you and them can hear this conversation. But they say, why does this matter to you?
I'm curious. I trust you with my life. You trust me with yours.
Akaton stands behind me.
Oh, you left on bad terms, eh?
Not the best.
Who'd you piss off?
And I hope this stands behind me soon too. We are not friends, you and I.
Ah, but we can be. And she'll go to nudge, but then realize you probably shouldn't nudge a brain.
Probably a good idea.
And then she like recoils her arm.
No
You're
culture check needed for that.
like, yeah.
Touching brains, not good
Yeah.
for... There's not a single species that you know of that desires that.
Yeah, no. So she's like, that's okay. I'm just saying, I don't hold a special place in my heart. I like the sound of your voice. It's calming to me.
It
Thanks
is
for
not
joining
a
us.
voice. It is psychic.
This
But
the
then
sound
you do
all the
hear
same.
voices in the distance. or at least one voice. Who's leading this group now?
I thought the brain was. I thought you said the brain
Brain's
was.
still leading?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm right behind him.
with the brain still ahead, they kind of slow to a stop. And then psychically to each of you, they would say, there is something ahead. I do not know this. Is anybody doing anything about this?
Perception.
Make a perception check.
Yeah, that's perception.
Because he's
Perceive.
got dark vision.
Is that everybody?
Ooh,
or just
that's a
those
nat
two?
20.
Anybody?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's 20!
Sagan knows what's good.
With dark vision. Hell yeah.
The second you crane your neck to be able to see what is happening up in front.
Mhm.
Give me 1 second here. Let me pull it up.
It wasn't that he was looking hard, he was just taller than everyone else. So he gets a clear view.
Yeah.
I just squint.
Concert.
You squint, and you can't see anything, but you can hear something. You could hear, just in the distance, this very polite voice say, "Excuse me," and then you can hear this light beeping, and then, "Excuse me," and then a light beeping.
That sounds like a robot to me.
The contemplative begins to float forwards, stealthily this time. As you make your way forwards, coming into view, blocking the maintenance way, is a large cart. This is the kind of cart that carries cargo to and from, and you can see it is stuck exactly sideways in this corridor. You see it inches forwards. And then, "Excuse me," blares from this little loudspeaker in the front, and then some lights flare up in the back. "Excuse me." The lights flare on in the front. If you've ever seen like the Austin
I was
Powers,
going to say the Austin
Yeah.
Powers car thing. Okay.
this cart has somehow managed to get itself into a turning radius that will likely last several hours. And it blocks the entirety of this maintenance path at this moment. But as you all approach, are you all approaching sneakily?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Make stealth checks.
Okay. Hey, that's not great.
11.
25.
17.
17.
18.
25.
Very nice. You all quietly sneak up on this maintenance cart that is stuck here. And as you near within like 5 feet of it, it has not spotted or perceived you. You watch as again, it backs into the wall, excuses itself, and forwards into the wall. Excuses itself and backs into the wall. You are 5 feet away from it. Is there anything that you are all doing?
What's on it?
Just gonna hack it,
Yep.
turn
Yeah,
it
go
off.
ahead.
Well,
Make a computers check.
while you're doing that, I just want to know if it's like hauling anything, because you kind of
You can see these big metal crates that are kind of leading onto it. They open from the top and they're strapped onto each other because of where it's wedged in. You would need to move the cart to be able to slide them off the back.
Okay.
You could mechanically cut into them if you wish.
19.
With a 19. And sorry, you are...
Just hacking it to just,
Turn it off.
yeah,
You
or at
hack
least turn its sensors off.
into this maintenance machine, and you do bypass the initial firewall, though you do not gain root access.
Okay.
You can see there are piloting controls in one node. There is emergency stop procedures in another node. You can see video logs off and on the right in this far node. But as you access this, you can see the fourth node, which is AI personality, lights up as this thing says, "Why hello there, chums. Would you mind terribly? I cannot perceive you, but I am a maintenance cart and I am stuck." Hello?
It's
Hello?
AI is talking to you. The cart has.
I know. I don't think she says anything.
Don't be. I mean, it'd be like, Wally, don't be rude. Say hi.
Yeah, I got nothing to say. Hello,
You say hello back.
I guess.
It repeats. "Why hello there, chums. Would you mind terribly helping a maintenance cart out of a bit of a tricky situation?"
Turn off.
You go through the tree and then just turn it off. And then as this creature begins to say, "Why hello there, chums,"
Goodbye.
the lights just go dim. And you now stare at what is essentially a metal brick blocking your path.
You said it's carrying what, computers? Or
These
what's-
big like metal containers that are kind of stacked behind it, 2 tall and 2 wide, 2 across as well. So just like a 2 by 2 by 2 kind of cube of these things. It completely fills the hallway.
I'm gonna say to the group, guys, this would make a really great disguise if we go forward. If someone could pretend to be one of these maintenance drones, or we could even get the maintenance drone going again. And we could hide in the boxes.
Just like before.
What do we do?
When we
Oh,
were
we were
in
on
the
the cart.
Yeah,
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
cart,
yeah.
and that's the first mission.
Can we pull off one of the boxes?
Because of the railings, because of how tightly it's packed, you literally can't wedge them off. They're designed to slide off the back of this thing. You could either like rip the guardrails off this or cut through the guardrails to slide one off if you want, but it would take some mechanical engineering to do.
So the I guess more direct options here are either physically remove a guardrail to pull one of the boxes off, or through brute force it to correct its path.
Oh yeah, you could do that for sure. Yeah.
All right. While we're thinking about that, Sagan might like check the wheel, see if there's a way that he could craft something, or like use crafting skills to like wrench a wheel a certain way and like start moving it a little bit more efficiently.
So again, I would say with a high enough engineering check, looking at this is a sort of maintenance cart that's designed to be modular and to be able to be smaller or larger. It's configured currently for 6 wheels to move about this space. You could take 2 of those wheels off, fold it once, kind of get it to be a little bit smaller to allow it to make this turn. If you fail at that, you do run the risk of like bricking this thing in the hall. And then it becomes the simple option of you will need to like explode or cut your way through it to make your way
I think
further.
the railing's the best option.
Okay.
The what?
The railing, moving the railing.
Can I send my drone up to just check? Can it see like at all through the cracks what's behind this blockade?
Yeah, I mean, any of you can go right up to this, and if you peer through the cracks, you can see the tunnel continues beyond. So this is all that bars your way.
Okay.
I mean, do we want to see what's in it?
Yeah. We're
I'm
moving around.
curious what's in
Are
it.
we able to even open the containers from the way it's orientated right now?
Not right now. As long as you can move this cart, you can slide the containers off the back, no problem, and open them up. Or this is just, metal shipping containers. You could cut into them if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
I think it might be a good idea if my drone hacks it, turns it back on, and that way it's interacting with another AI,
Yeah,
not us.
that's fine. And to move it, to like get it to move itself.
And then and wipe the cameras.
And that's what's in the cargo.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't want to cut into it if it's explosives.
So you take your drone, you set it on this maintenance cart, and Nix, make a computer's check
Okay.
to override the safety sensors, kind of make all of you invisible to this cart. So when this cart is turned back on, it will believe that this drone, and this drone alone, is the only kind of entity that is nearby.
Okay. 14 plus 2, 16 plus 1 is 17.
Okay. You take your drone and you attach it to this maintenance cart, and you boot this maintenance cart back up. And there is this like little cheery tone that sounds off in the darkness. And then there is this, excuse me, and it backs up again, and then forwards again, and backs up again.
Oh, it's like a Groundhog Day.
But all of you standing right around it, it doesn't speak to you. You seem invisible to it in this moment. And so whatever you want to do, this maintenance cart will not be aware of. You now have this drone kind of connecting to this. If you want, do you have any training in piloting?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, nice.
You can make a
Oh.
piloting check and try to remote control this cart out a little bit more effectively.
Okay. 18 plus
Nice.
7.
Nice.
So 25?
So suddenly all of you watch as Nix attaches this dog-like drone to the maintenance cart. It unfolds, kind of connecting and interfacing little cords out from it and into this maintenance cart. And then, Nix, your eyes literally roll into the back of your head like a slot machine. They roll, and there is just this blue glow that emanates out as you look through this digital mindscape of this drone. You almost become this maintenance cart. You kind of turn your head, and the whole cart scrapes along the metal. You recognize, Nix, the reason that this thing is stuck is because these safety sensors, do not allow it to scrape along the wall. When it bumps, it has to stop and reconfigure its course. So you just turn those off.
I want to just check. I still have my mask on, so the brain won't see what is happening to my eyes, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
So you do this. And also, for what it's worth, the brain doesn't have eyes.
Oh, yeah,
They don't
that's-
perceive through sight.
What's the cargo?
I would say also, as you connect to this thing and really gain access to this, you can like turn your head and the whole cart scrapes along and like turns itself and is now no longer barring your way. So even with that simple motion, you free this cart.
Nice.
You kind of look through this log. You can look at everything that has access to this, and you are carrying 4 containers of purified water.
Ooh.
A quick check at the market value of each of these containers outside of Aquadine, probably around 10,000 credits each.
Oh my god.
And so you are sitting on about 40 grand worth of water here. It's heavy, it's bulky,
Right.
and it's easy enough to damage in transit, but this is pretty valuable cargo. And you have freed it.
And the drone is still attached to it.
The drone is still attached to it. And maintenance cart 092 begins to just
So let's just follow it.
often in this way. You can certainly follow it. And in fact, this contemplative would say, if we follow this, we can gain access to the maintenance tunnels. They are small. You will have not fun time, but the rest of us can crawl through no problem.
I take out the furniture dolly we got way back in the session one,
Oh, yeah.
unfold it, and go. It's time. Did someone bring lube? There was discussion of lube.
I had lube, yeah.
Okay,
We
good.
can grease you up.
You all begin to follow this maintenance cart. You can actually see pretty quickly, maybe like 10 minutes on, the cart begins to get closer and closer to the wall, and you hear voices. They're gruffer voices. Everybody make a perception check. The cart comes to a stop. And Nix, through your interface, you can see it begins to do this digital handshake with what looks like an invisible door, just the wall, but you can see this computer on the other side.
10.
Okay,
27.
okay,
29.
okay,
14.
okay.
17.
Okay. Sagan, you, again, just listening, aware of how dire the sneaking situation is for you in particular, you're very aware. And you can actually hear these voices speaking in common down this hall, one of them saying, I like wet soup. I like wet drinks, but I draw the line at wet sandwiches. And then another individual
dude.
says, you see, that's what I'm saying. I said they should probably just start by making their drinks dry first, right? And coming into sight, you can see 2 glow breakers in large power armor kind of discussing amongst themselves. And in this moment, this maintenance drone that you have hacked completes this handshake and the wall just slides open. It's relatively loud. It's concrete on concrete. And so you could hear, what was that? Are you all just ducking into this maintenance tunnel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you duck in,
Yeah.
kind of sliding off into the side. And each of you makes it in. This container shuts. And you can hear the kind of like muffled voices beyond the concrete.
Must have been the wind.
Very much that. With this maintenance cart in front of you, you are now in a space that is about 3 feet wide. For you, Sagan, you have to jam this pallet down. You have to kind of shave little bits of wood off the sides to get it to fit. And for you, parts of this is going to be like really pulling the cart through where it doesn't quite fit, over bumps and things like that. This is designed for a very narrow space. And this cargo container just barely fits. For all of you, you can almost, if you're around 6 feet tall, you can almost stand upright, just not quite. This is an incredibly claustrophobic place, and it is pitch black. This is designed for these cargo drones, not like sentient people. And it's cold, and it's damp, but you make your way completely unseen.
I'm complaining the entire time I'm pulling myself. You all owe me drinks.
Shut
This is
up.
terrible.
Shut up.
Fuck you, Lolly.
Shut up.
Fuck you in particular.
As you are doing all of this, the contemplative speaks up in all of your minds and says, you need to be quiet. We are coming close.
That wasn't me.
And there will be guards.
Are these I was about to use Theo's voice there. Are these the ones that you want us to take out?
It is not a desire to see violence perpetuated upon them, but Megan is not reasonable. She will need to die. And it is in to the lair of Megan the mutant that we now go.
Won't be her there for much longer. Theo just kind of, or Boris cracks his knuckles. Let's do it.
He stops you there and he just says, I need you to understand how dangerous this is. There is almost no visibility in this place. They have allowed the steam to fill it up. You will see no further than 15 feet in front of you. There are bright screens on one side of the room that makes it easier to see in the steam. Maps that blink various light colors. If you can blend into these, you might be able to sneak up on them. This is where all of the controls lie. To the floodgates, the canals, the pressure releases. But Megan is dangerous. She is like you, I think.
Referring to Sagan, or?
Yeah.
How like me?
They do not use weapons. They use magic.
Ah. Okay.
You make your way a little bit further.
The flashing lights, what colors are they?
All different. Blue, orange, green. These tones mean something for the canals, but I do not know what. I have not been inside, just seen from here.
Can the cart go in to that room?
Yes, the cart can. And very much this is designed to likely open up right there and allow the cart to kind of trundle inside.
So my drone is still attached to the cart.
Correct.
Nice.
Could we use that as a vision?
You certainly could.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you make your way a little bit further, and soon you see the drone stop at what looks like a dead end. And for you, Nix, you can hear and feel this digital handshake occur, and then this concrete opens up. In front of you, you can see there is a large exchange pump moving oxygen up and down, kind of in this rhythmic motion. You can see massive pipes that fill this room. There are catwalks that crisscross overhead, and this is only what you can see immediately around you because the steam here is heavy. And even in this moment, there is this and various billows of steam kind of fill from random angles in this room. These massive pipes kind of almost expanding at their seams to release elements of pressure that build up. You can see places where some of the concrete has begun to corrode. This steam seems to be mildly acidic. And though where you stand, it doesn't seem to be eating away at your skin, you imagine standing close to where it originates from will cause damage to you. You can hear the sound of people walking. And then directly in front of you, you can see the legs of like this glow breaker step in front of this cart, kind of stopping it for this moment. You are all maybe like 5 feet behind this. And you can see that they're bending down now to kind of look at this. Is there anything that you were all doing?
They're bending down to look at the cart?
Yeah. And so if there's nothing that you do, they will hold all of you in this kind of narrow space.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say.
do we want to like grapple and suffocate him? Like a.
Are you there? Are you close enough to do that?
Well, we're 5 feet away.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're like
Yeah.
right next to the cart.
I just want to make sure it doesn't make a noise.
Yeah.
Is he wearing a helmet?
I don't know if there's anything we
Yes.
Oh, so we can't.
So he's facing us looking at the cart.
Yep.
Can I push the cart further down with the drone?
Like
You want to run
pass-
him over?
Yeah, pass him.
Make a piloting check.
15 plus 20.
So you can see this big creature directly in front. The power armor that moves them is a mechanical exoskeleton that is designed to help a relatively large, like Circassian-sized individual, though a Vesk occupies this. If you've ever seen the movie Alien, the power armor that Ripley wears, that is what this person is wearing.
Damn.
So you are looking at the legs of that, really, and nothing else. You can see the kind of knees of this vest, the scales, and then the tail kind of whips around. You can see there is this as it begins to bend down and look at you, and Nix, you just fucking punch it on this drone, and the drone just by them on this electric battery. This is like, I'm imagining almost the sound that those mouse drones make in Star Wars, and you can just hear, what the fuck? And this machinery as they right themselves, and then kind of following this. And you could hear, the drone's fucking gone haywire again. I'm so fucking thirsty. And they just follow this cart. And for a brief moment, there is just mist in front of you, and you have a chance to slip into this room. Are you taking it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sagan immediately tries to get into the room and stand up.
You slip into this room. You stand up. Everybody else enter?
Yeah.
Okay. You all enter into this space. In the distance, you can hear, and this is almost disturbing because it's loud, you can hear the smell of something sniff.
Oh.
But the nostrils flap. Like there is just this excess skin, almost like somebody who is just snoring with this chronic sleep apnea. And then they do it again and again, almost like a pig snorting in this steam. And then you can hear in this mist somebody say, "Wait, there's food in here now." And because it is 9:20, and because we're about to get into a pretty tense stealth encounter with Megan the Mutant, as you enter what was supposed to be the boss fight for a 4-level dungeon from the secret entrance in the 4th level. This is where we're going to end for the evening.
TBK, next
But
session.
Skullrunners, should you defeat Megan the Mutant, or at the very least meet your objectives and survive, you imagine that you will level up.
Hell yeah.
So thank you for joining us for this session of Skullrunners. We will be back next week. If you can't wait that long, join us tomorrow night for D&D at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as that party also delving into a dungeon, also likely engaging in a pretty dangerous fight in what the group has dubbed Goblin Dr. Goebbels. So you can see, you can see that tomorrow at 7 p.m. But whatever you do, please stay safe. It is wild out there. We'll see you next week.
Go Reavers.